Hello, chat. I did the thing that I said I would do on Twitter. Hi. Let me turn this music down. I thought about changing my fucking Fugi to have, like, when I'm not talking, have it be fucking Gokai Silver. And then when I talk, it's Time Fire, so I could be like, hello, chat. It is I, Time Fire. There. It's a dumb joke. It was stupid, but I thought it was funny, but it was too much effort to do for, like, a 3-second bit and then just go back to this. But hello. Hi. It's stream time. We are streaming right now. For real. We are so real. I am excited to go to Super Mega Court. I am excited for that, but it's gonna be something, that's for sure. It's gonna be an interesting. I am excited, but I'm also a little worried about how this is gonna go, because like I've said before, I don't know how you attack and get to Eris in fucking court. I don't care if it's Super Mega Court or if it's the regular court. I don't know how you get to her, but I am going to, I'm gonna turn it on now, because I didn't even open it yet. So, let's get into it. Oh, also, I was gonna show. Hold on. I don't know how to do this. This one? No. Hold on. We're figuring it out. Oh, there's my fucking Discord. Fucking, Gamma 2 jump scare there. Whatever, it's fine. I was gonna show, because I have, GIMP open right now, and I had the file for the last thumbnail. But we'll just delete that. Or not delete it, but, like, rather just not show that. Alright, let's go! Chapter! Woo! Game time! Energy! So this is, yeah, I remember the end of the last stream. Which, by the way, I'm really upset that the VOD cut off, like, 30 seconds from the last stream. That's really annoying. But regardless, at the end, I saw one name in, like, the chat message. It was just Tyrion. Tyrion. We're definitely lost. Oh. Hello. Yeah, we're not kidding. We're in the ancient ruins. It's not even ancient ruins. Whatever. You followed Lord Steelwind's direction to the letter, but it appears you found yourself in the ruins of an old city rather than the estate of the Archduke. I don't understand. This should be the place. The map even has the giant tree north of here. Yeah, that guy. This can't be the city of Landon that Virgile mentioned. It doesn't look like anyone's lived here in centuries. Or maybe they're just really not messy. Or messy, not messy. Oh my god. I'm not ready. But Lord Steelwind's directions were pretty straightforward, so why are we... Wait a minute. Did he give us the wrong location on purpose?
Please, what kind of dishonorable cretin do you take me for?
Lord Steelwind? Hi. This is the location.
What are you two standing around here for? The trial will be starting shortly.
He's not alone either. He's flanked by a division of Kingsguard and Arya. But it's difficult to tell if they're escorting her or keeping watch over here. Probably both. You can see one of the knights channeling a spell over Arya. Probably an anti-magic. Yeah, anti-magic field. Duh. Must be an anti-magic field. Even now, she must still be wary about someone taking control of her mind. Wait, this is where we'll be hosting the trial.
Yes, the Archduke has always been sentimental about this place. I feel like I've kind of forgotten his voice a little bit, but this feels accurate enough to where I'm not going to change it. And I doubt a normal courtroom would have enough space.
That?
I really don't know what possessed him to trust you. It's a miracle he's even taking part in this at all. But nevertheless, let's not keep him waiting.
Before you can ask him to elaborate, he walks past you and heads towards one of the central buildings. It's completely dilapidated. You're a little worried it might collapse on you while you're in it. Yeah, just, we slam our desk, the entire building just caves in. You look at the prosecutor and raise an eyebrow at her, but she merely shakes her head. It's clear she's just as lost as you are. All right, guess we're doing this. Me when I guess we're... Oh, okay. The ruins... Hold on, is this too loud? It might be a little too loud. Do that again. Okay. I hope you can hear me over this. The ruins are filled with everyone who was at the Grand Cathedral that day. And they all seem to be just as out of the loop as you are. The only person who seems to be unfazed by this entire situation is Lord Steelwind. He's taken his position at the opposite end of the room. It seems that he truly plans on prosecuting his daughter. Thank God it stopped. Genuinely, I did not know how long I was going to deal with that. Also, I thought they were going to have a different sprite drawn for him being the judge. What did I do for you?
Thank you all for coming here today. I appreciate your cooperation with our investigation.
Why have you brought us here? This place is filthy. It's crawling with insects and vermin.
My apologies, but what happens here today must be kept under wraps for now. I had to choose a location that was away from modern civilization. But nevertheless, welcome you all... I welcome, okay. Nevertheless, I welcome you all to my home.
Wait, you live here?
I do. Your Grace, I know you wouldn't bring us here unless you were completely certain. But I want to ask you one last time. Is this truly what you wish to do? There will be no going back after this.
What?
I've made many mistakes in my lifetime. I gave Wyvern Guard the means to protect themselves, but all it did was wrap them into something monstrous.
Gave Wyvern Guard the means to protect themselves. Celestial? Are you the dragon?
I grew bitter seeing what I'd created, so I isolated myself from my people. I thought my best course of action would be to stay in seclusion and leave Wyvern Guard to fend for themselves. See now what a fool I was. I abandoned my kin to survive an unjust world.
To serve or survive? Did I misread that entirely? To survive in an unjust world. Okay. Yeah, I said that right.
And now foreign powers have ingrained themselves in my kingdom, all because of my negligence.
Foreign powers? Does he still suspect that you're an agent of the theocracy?
Well, no more.
Oh, shit.
It's time that the people of Wyvern Guard and their enemies remember who watches over them.
As he raises his hand, the magic begins to swirl around him. Yeah, I gathered. What's going on? The entire room is violently shaking. I noticed! Whatever he's casting, it's unlike any magic you've ever seen before. Ooh, I hope the bitrate loves this. Whoa! A blinding light envelops him, but you can faintly see his form changing. It's expanding, and from it... Wait, is that... Holy shit! Oh! What? It's a dragon! Oh my fucking god! What the fuck? That's not where I thought you were a dad. You still might be. I might be part dragon. I don't fucking know. As the Archduke assumes his true form, the gallery breaks out into hysteria. Some of them kneel in reverence to the ancient dragon, and some of them cower in absolute terror. You even see some of them attempt to flee before they're stopped by the Knights of the Kingsguard.
Enough!
Oh my god, that's why you're...
This may not be a court, but I will have order!
You're an ancient... Oh shit, I thought that was gonna have like an exclamation point. An exclamation point after the 3 ellipses. You're an ancient dragon. No, you're the last ancient dragon.
That is correct, Heavensborn. I'm the Lord of all lords.
You are Rathalion! Oh shit, hey Rathalion, you scaled motherfucker!
You all stand before Rathalion, the Scaled Lord.
Fucking his whole thing. Named Rathalion the Scaled Lord. Occupation Scaled Lord, but I doubt that's ever gonna fully show. Yeah, that's not fully showing.
Remus Virgile is an alias I assume when I walk amongst your kind. But make no mistake, Even in my human form, I have always had the strength of an ancient dragon. Until now, only the lords of House Steelwind and the kings of Wyverngard have known my true identity. But I will hide no longer. My will alone will determine how the trial ends.
I wonder if Rithalion is still alive, like you said.
I wouldn't be surprised. Despite everything, our kingdom's constitution still includes him in our government.
Wait, really?
As the savior of our kingdom, he was given an honorary position in our political hierarchy. His authority technically rivals that of the king.
Wow, so we're talking to Jesus. So that's why you're acting as an arbiter. You're the only person with the authority to convict any and all of the nobles here.
Make no mistake, Mr. Cuthbert. I will remain impartial regardless of what transpires here.
I wouldn't hope for any less, the fuck?
I will not interfere in this trial, nor will I try to manipulate its outcome. I will only mediate its proceedings, and pass judgment when necessary.
Well, that's certainly terrifying. But I would rather that than a biased piece of shit.
Now then, with introductions out of the way, shall we proceed?
We're just kind of just okay with a dragon being here.
Of course, Your Grace. The prosecution is ready.
The defense is also as ready as they fucking can be.
I'm sure we're all thoroughly aware of why we've gathered here, but for the sake of doing this properly, could you please list the charges, Lucio? Of course.
How many times do you think he's actually shown him his full, like, dragon form? Because I feel like even if you know it, it's gonna be really fucking weird when you see it for the first time, right?
The defendant, Horia Steelwind, is charged with several counts of manslaughter. Her victims include many knights from the King's Guard who are still unresponsive. And of course, there's Lloyd von Sanctus and Coraline Sybil, the heads of House von Sanctus and House Sybil, respectively. What is this farce?
This trial has been over before. This trial has been over before it began.
Lady Steelwind clearly overestimated herself. Even a child knows the memory of Mage Blight.
No, don't you see? This is Bahamut's judgment. His divine powers clearly think she's unfit to rule the king's side.
Might I remind the court of my own testimony? I witnessed Beatrice Frege enter the prayer room before I lost consciousness. Isn't it suspicious that this occurred around 15 minutes before Pierce's death?
Objection!
Damn!
Objection!
Shit had gusto with that one.
If I recall correctly, you only caught a glimpse of her. You don't know if it was someone else disguised in an illusion. You didn't even speak to her.
That's all the more reason to call her to the stand to explain herself.
She has already testified that she has no memories of what transpired during the massacre. There is no need to drag this out any longer than necessary, Cuthbert.
My client has a right to a fair trial, dickbag, and Beatrice Frege's involvement clearly implies some sort of foul play.
Enough! I find Mr. Cuthbert's request to be reasonable, and I agree that Lady Frege's actions are quite suspect. Very well, let the defense have his battle. I only hope for his sake that his blade strikes true.
Why is everything a war metaphor with you? I love him. Oh, and Marinath. I have to be prepared to do that voice really early on. Beatrice? I'm glad you're safe, Mr. Cuthbert. Not for lack of trying on your part. That wasn't... I have no memories of what I did. No, you do. If I hurt you, I am truly sorry. She actually looks pretty sincere, but it's not as if this is the first time she's lied to you. To be honest, I'm still a little doubtful about your memory loss. But I'm not the only one who experienced it. Arya also has no memory of what happened.
And how would you know that?
Word travels around quickly in the dungeons. I saw the glitch, bitch. You can't hide from me. I don't care if it was a transition between Lucio and you. We still saw it.
What?
Regardless, if you truly have no memories of what happened, could you testify about what you do remember? Why is Rithalion not being like, hey, that's fucking bullshit, and stopping it from happening? He's divinity, right? Is he actually divinity, or is he just like a guy who's posing as divinity? Am I more divine than the dragon? What the fuck? Perhaps there's a clue there that we haven't discovered yet. Very well. I would not be surprised if her testimony gets glitched out. I was with my sisters and my guide, Eris Ilmatter. I was speaking with them in the garden when I suddenly fell ill and lost consciousness. When I woke up, my sisters found me. They said that I had gone missing for over an hour. I was confused, but when I later heard what had happened, I realized that someone must have taken control of my body. I have no memories of what happened, and from what I understand, the same thing happened to Arya. And to make matters worse, there's nothing that indicates who may have controlled our actions. So she's also saying that someone else was controlling her. Well, her testimony does match up with Arya's statement, but there's something off about the way she's testifying. If she were trying to lie to you, she would have been a lot more vague. What is she doing? I don't know. Allow me to cross-examine. Hey, Lucio. This is the one that's really fucking with me because of the ... guide, which we as the audience, or we as the player, know that there's something else there. I'm gonna press as the player, not as Tyrion. She's been missing since the massacre happened. I really hope she's okay. Oh, make no mistake. She's definitely okay. Alright. What makes you so sure? Do you remember anything about what happened to her? No, but it's just a feeling.
Enough of your speculation. Tell us what happened next, Frege.
Okay, so that gave us fucking nothing.
Yep. If they were with you, shouldn't your sisters have noticed this?
According to Leifa and Miriam, their pet dog was running amok in the hallways.
Yeah, we know. We experienced that. I already need water. Okay.
They left witness.
I just skipped a word.
They left the witness with Ilmatter to chase him down. And when the sisters returned to the garden, both Beatrice and Ilmatter were gone.
Do you remember anything after that? No. I really want to remember, but I can't. She certainly looks like she's telling the truth. No. But history shows that she's hardly trustworthy. When I woke up, my sisters found me. They said I had gone missing for over an hour. And you have no memories of what happened? No, none at all. I can only imagine what I was forced to do while I was unconscious. Forced? What do you mean by that? Okay, and then she's like, I was confused. I heard what happened to someone else. Yeah. So you're also saying that someone else controlled your body? Yes. It's the only explanation for why you saw me in the prayer room.
Objection!
Objection! Okay. Damn. Why?
Absolutely ridiculous. Arcane magic is not capable of mind control. You're spinning a fairy tale to absolve yourself.
You're compelled to agree with him, so why do you feel like something's wrong? Think what you will, but please believe me when I say I have no memories of what happened. What evidence do we have? The purple mark, her compendium, the testimony, Virgile's alibi. I feel like Virgile's alibi is he's a dragon. I feel like that should be Virgile's alibi, is he's dragon. Fucking, he's 1203. His arcane art is, yeah. That literally helps with the joke I made. His arcane art is, yeah. Okay, I guess we just press. Your statement does match up with what happened to my client. But you clearly already knew what happened to her. You could just be using that knowledge to fabricate an alibi. I suppose I can't blame you for thinking that after what you saw. Mr. Cuthbert, I know it doesn't mean much coming from me, but I am telling the truth. That remains to be seen. To make matters worse, there's nothing that indicates who may have controlled our actions. My first thought is the purple mark. Fuck it.
Objection!
Yeah, I guess. Why would she say something like that? She's trying to lead us to the right direction. Beatrice is on our side. You found the contradiction, but it was almost like she gave it to you. Yeah, that's why I was so inconfident in it, because it was so obvious. Or not obvious, but it was so, like, given to me. Beatrice, you said there's no indication of who orchestrated this, but there is one piece of evidence that does just that, albeit loosely. And what would that be? This symbol. You pull out the parchment with the purple mark on it and show it to her. Marinath, what are you doing? What's wrong? He's using his powers to suppress our connection.
Magic?
I can't actually see what you're trying to show me. Marinath, can you stop being petty and just let her see it?
I don't take orders from you, Heavensborn.
I wonder, Mr. Cuthbert, what is on that parchment? You see, Beatrice, Arya has been investigating a string of murders throughout Wyverngard. These murders appear to be unrelated, despite how gruesome they are. But they all share one thing in common. This symbol was found at each and every crime scene. I love the voice. And I love how I accidentally gave the exact same voice.
Don't tell me my daughter has roped you into her little conspiracy theory. Your mind control defense would be laughable if it weren't downright insulting.
Lord Steelwind, during the gap in Arya's memory, someone placed this mark in her pocket. It was clearly some sort of taunt from whoever orchestrated this.
Nonsense! She clearly drew that symbol herself during her psychotic episode. I've had to listen to her go on and on about her insane theory. She was obsessed with it.
Mr. Cuthbert, aren't you curious about what just happened? What are you talking about? Think about it. Why did... My apologies. I don't know why I said that. Is everything okay, Beatrice? Okay, so we still don't know. We still can't see the glitches, which is really fucking annoying. Just let Tyrion see it. Also, I feel like this is gonna... I'm gonna need this thumbnail. So I'm just gonna do this real quick. In fact, I'm gonna double down because I struggled getting stuff for stream last time. So I'm just gonna... Or not for stream, but for thumbnail. Okay. I just want to have that so that I don't have to worry about it later. Alright. Is everything okay, Beatrice? Yes. I'm perfectly fine. Anyways, it looks like you'll have to figure the rest out on your own. Figure out the rest on my own? What do you mean by that?
There's nothing to figure out! Your Grace, these two are making a mockery of us by spouting these insane theories. The defense clearly has no case. End this at once! Considering what I know, I'd like to indulge this theory.
Can you see the glitches, Rothalion? Can Rothalion see this?
What?
The judge is finally giving you a chance for once. That's a first. You shouldn't waste this opportunity. You've actually been noticing it for quite a while. Beatrice has been acting strangely since the trial began. Oh, I thought you were going to say, history has been changing all around me. I was like, fuck, I wish. It's suspicious, but not in the way that seems to implicate her. It's almost like she's intentionally trying to make you realize something. Why don't you pull on this thread a little more? She just asked you if you were curious about what just happened. You're not sure why she stopped herself when you asked for elaboration. What event was Beatrice referring to? I don't know. But whatever she's trying to draw your attention to must be significant. Beatrice... No. Marinath hid the purple mark from Beatrice. Marinath. He didn't allow Beatrice to see the purple mark. He'd only do that if Beatrice would recognize... He'd only do that if Beatrice would recognize it normally. Why would Marinath interfere? He's scared. He's a little bit of a pussy. Marinath is her familiar, and he used to follow her orders. But things have clearly changed now that she belongs to the Empress of Discord. So why would a demon like Marinath interfere like this? The mastermind, Sorry, I'm getting war flashbacks to Danganronpa with that phrasing. Anyway, the mastermind has been Marinath has been hiding The mastermind is related to a demon? A demon. No, there's a common thread here. First, Beatrice seems to know about the purple mark that Arya has been investigating. Second, Maranath is preventing Beatrice from seeing what it is. He's a demon who shouldn't personally care about the politics of Wyverngard. So Maranath has been related to the nobility? Arya, the purple mark. Oh. No, hold on. Maranath is preventing Beatrice from seeing what it is. He's a demon who shouldn't personally care about the politics of Wyverngard. The Ancient Dragons? The purple mark is... We already did this, right? Lying about... It's related to a demon. Oh, right. I'm stupid. The purple mark must be related to a demon somehow. That's the only explanation as to why he would prevent her from seeing the mark. But Arya has been investigating murders throughout Wyverngard. Does this mean that her investigation also has something to do with the demon? Arya suspected that each of the murderers was acting against their will. Now both Arya and Beatrice are also claiming that they were controlled. How could something demonic... Can't explain what happened to Arya and these other individuals, but you do know why Beatrice might not have full control of her actions. Maranath, unveiled, forgot, killed, lost the victims, their memories, control of their actions, the conspiracy. Before the trial, during the massacre, against their will. Beatrice. How could something demonic control Beatrice? Beatrice. Lost control of their actions due to a blood contract. Yeah. She lost her shit. Not her, like, she didn't go crazy. It's just she lost her connection. Okay. You recall what was written on Beatrice's contract during her trial. It said what would happen if she failed to claim House Freyga. Her soul, her mind, and her life would all be claimed by the Empress of Discord. What does this tell us about Arya? This Empress of Discord owns Beatrice's mind. Would that mean they could also control Beatrice against her will? If that were true, Arya... Arya created a forged document. Oh, lost her memories. Lost control of their mind due to a blood contract. No, that can't be right, can it? Did Arya seriously sign a blood contract with a demon? But why would she ever do that? To investigate, to figure out, to learn. But it's the conclusion that makes the most sense. Can't think of any other way someone could control her against her will. And there is one way to find out for certain. The Divine Edict, the same ability used against Beatrice during her trial. It was instinctual at the time, but you have some understanding of how it works. It creates a copy of a blood contract between a contract holder and the demon who created it. But for it to work, you need to know the name of the contract holder. In addition to that, you need the name of the demon who created the contract. Which demon did Arya make a blood contract with? Eris? Right now, you're only relying on guesswork, but going off of what you know, the demon who made the contract must be... Oh, wait, we only know one demon. So it's It has to be Maranath, right? It's either the Empress of Discord, which I highly fucking doubt, an unknown demon, which wouldn't fucking help us, or Maranath. Eugene Haroldson. Yeah, it's the fucking monkey, guys. Great. No, Maranath is constantly around Beatrice. Oh. and going off of what... Wait, hold on. I didn't read any of that. Hold on, let me read it. No, Marnath is constantly around Beatrice. Whoever made this contract with Arya will probably made contracts with each of the murderers in this conspiracy. The purple mark must be some sort of symbol of that demon, and going off of what you deduced so far, Beatrice would recognize that mark. Oh, she just made a bet with God. Or made a... yeah. The so-called Empress of Discord. She was mentioned in Beatrice's blood contract, but you still have no idea who or what she is. However, she was mentioned in a blood contract created by Marnath. She must be his superior in some way. That might explain why Marnath doesn't want Beatrice to identify the purple mark. You're not sure if a pseudonym is enough, but it's the closest thing you can get. It's the closest you can get with what you know so far.
You've been awfully quiet for a while, Mr. Cuthbert. What are you thinking about?
I wish I had voice mod or something so I could get like a big echoey voice.
He's probably imagining new ways to futilely stall for time.
I think I've finally figured out why the witness and the defendant can't remember anything. And it would also explain why they didn't have control of their actions.
Again with this. Well, if you're so convinced of my daughter's conspiracy, why don't you prove it?
I
knew it. Even you don't believe in the nonsense you're spouting.
Lord Steelwind, I want to be wrong about this. I really want to be wrong about this. I cannot stress how wrong I want to be about this. If I'm right, the implications don't bode well for anyone involved. So instead of telling you, I think it would be better to show you. Empress of Discord, wherever you may hide.
Damn it.
Hold on.
Damn it. I knew you could do it.
By the eye of Horus, I issue upon you a divine edict. Release thy guards and manifest your blood contract with Arya Steelwind. Fuck, it worked, too. Arya's blood contract. Shit. Now it worked. The blood contract seems strange. Unlike Beatrice's contract, it's only one page. Ooh, that's red flag. Even stranger, there's a large empty space at the top half of the page. There are only a few sentences at the bottom. Oh. Erased? You can erase a blood contract? Fuck you! For the intentions of this contract, the person who hands the contract to Arya Steelwind will be referred to as the patron. By signing this contract, Arya Steelwind surrenders her mind, body, and soul to the patron. This contract will bind Arya Steelwind to the patron so long as they both live. It's signed with Arya's signature.
No. This can't be true. This is...
Damn, he is fucking pissed. Oh, that's his objection? Cool.
Enough! Stop prattling amongst yourselves! Objection! No, this is a sham! This wretch has clearly created a convincing fabrication! It's genuine, Lucio. It's impossible to falsify something like this.
You can't deny the truth anymore, Lord Steelwind. There is a way to control someone else's actions. Arya Steelwind wasn't affected by Mage Blight. She was controlled against her will.
With this evidence, there's no doubt that Arya did sign a blood contract. But it still doesn't make sense.
I agree. Even if Arya was the type of person to sign a contract with a demon, there isn't a single part of this contract that benefits her. Why would Arya sign this contract? The rest is... Arya signed the contract because she was threatened by... That doesn't make sense given any of these. Because she placed her... Because it looked like a normal... There's a large empty space above the terms of your daughter's contract. When I issue a divine edict, it creates a copy of the blood contract that I call for. I think when she was given this contract, it probably looked like something entirely different. Something else was written in the empty space to make it look like a normal legal document, which means that my client was not in control of her actions that day. I know what it is. It's the marriage contract.
Enough of this, all of you!
Damn, his music? Okay.
Enough of this, all of you!
Do you see now, Lord Steelwind? Arya was not responsible for what happened.
That remains to be proven.
What are you talking about? She has a blood contract that She has a blood contract that relinquishes control of her free will.
Not having control and not being responsible are two very different things, Cuthbert.
What?
I'll admit, the defendant may not have had control of her actions when she murdered the victims. However, she did have full control of herself when she signed this contract.
Are you serious, dude? Also, you're full of shit, because right now, our argument is she did not know what the fuck she was signing, and she was under the assumption that it was something else.
A marriage contract.
So why is this, like, your point? Ugh. No one in their right mind would willingly sign a contract like that.
And what of Beatrice Frege? Was she in her right mind when she made a contract with her demon Marinath? I changed it slightly. If we can't hold the defendant responsible, surely we should also acquit Lady Frege of the murder of her father.
That's hardly the same thing.
I, for one, fail to see the difference. A fool made a deal with a demon, and as a result, several esteemed members of the nobility were killed.
She's your daughter, Lucio.
And how does that change anything?
Damn it. He seriously doesn't care if he convicts Arya.
Honestly, this only places more responsibility on her for what happened. I could have accepted if she had been reckless and accidentally induced mage blight. But to sign a contract with a demon? That only further exposes? I'm gonna say exposes, but I've never seen that word before in my life, so that only further exposes the need to put her down!
Jesus, dude! She was clearly tricked, Lucio.
Is that so? As a fellow attorney, would you really sign a contract without carefully inspecting it? Whether it was through foolishness, negligence, or both, the defendant willingly signed a blood contract.
Motherfucker, we are saying that it was faked, you dick.
She compromised herself, and as a result, 3 nobles died. The responsibility falls squarely on her.
Wait. Even if she willingly signed that contract, that's not entirely true, is it? No, it's not. Who else? The patron. Lucio, there's clearly someone else to blame for Arya's actions that day.
Oh, and who would that be?
I'd like to reread my client's blood contract to the court. By signing this contract, Arya Steelwind surrenders her mind, body, and soul to the patron. That can only mean one thing. Whoever this patron is, they took control of my client and used her to murder the victims. That's right!
They could still be out there.
I don't know why I went for that voice. I'm just doing random voices for the gallery.
None of us are safe until this patron is apprehended.
Surely we can't end this trial while every member of the Wyvern Guard nobility is in danger.
Well played. I'm compelled to agree with Mr. Cuthbert.
I realize Rathalion has a higher pitched voice than Lucio, which feels wrong, but I'm still doing it anyways.
Trickery or not, it's clear someone wished ill intent on the nobles.
And until we know who this patron is, you can't pass judgment on my client. Not until we know the circumstances that she signed that blood contract under.
And what would you have us do, Cuthbert? The contract has no stipulations about proximity or how this mind control works. For all we know, this patron could have murdered the victims all while sitting in their very home.
There was a clear intent behind this attack. Even if the patron didn't directly participate in the murders, they definitely had a motive. If Arya was being controlled, then we can analyze her behavior to determine who was controlling her.
I see. That does sound like as good a plan as any. At the very least, we can't allow this patron to escape justice. Despite the questions raised, we've clearly made some headway. I believe we should take a brief recess to process these revelations. Very well.
Really? Hello? I did fuck and all, but alright. You step outside the Scaled Lord's lair to get some fresh air. These new revelations are a lot to take in, and also there's a dragon. Celeste looks especially down. From what you've observed, she and Arya have been speaking to each other a lot. They must have become friends over the many times they've met. You can't just imagine... Where'd I get just? Oh my god. You can't imagine how powerless she feels right now. Arya, I'm so sorry. Don't be. Her voice begins to break. She's always been stoic, but it's clear even she has her breaking point. I can't imagine what you're feeling right now. But there's still hope. If we can find out who did this to you, we can still save you. Do you remember if you've signed anything recently? No, I don't. Damn it. The patron must have wiped your memories to cover their tracks. But I still don't understand. Even if I don't remember signing that contract, I don't think I would be that careless. Right. As much as I hate to admit it, Lucio was right. You're an attorney like me, and we always carefully look over contracts before we sign them, which raises the question of how the patron got your attention. I don't know. Damn it. I don't even know what circumstances you were under when you signed that contract. For all we know, the patron could have used any number of tactics to coerce you into doing this. That's... I sneezed. That was horrible timing for a sneeze. Alright. That's also possible. Arya. As you're deliberating amongst yourselves, Lord Steelwind approaches you. What are you doing here? Father. He's sad and fearing. He is worried for his daughter. But in his head, he's like, well, this can't affect the future of the Steelwind house. Whatever. I can't believe him! How does he have nothing to say? His actions say otherwise, but you could have sworn you saw something through the eye. It's almost as if he was saddened and worried. Well, no matter how he feels internally, he's made it clear that he's your enemy. Whatever his motivations are, you'll overcome him, just like everyone else. We should head back, Celeste. Right. No matter what it takes, you're going to see this through. God damn, I feel so bad. So bad for Arya. Hold on, give me 1 second. Sorry.
Court is now resumed. Shall we pick up where we carried off? How would you like to proceed?
I think we should review what we do know about the murders.
We do have a plethora of witnesses to work with.
That's correct. So let's start from the beginning. It all began at noon yesterday morning. I was at my house in Ruthalma with Arya and my bodyguard Celeste. I was speaking with them when a courier suddenly delivered a letter to my home. It was from Garrick Pierce. He wanted to meet with me and Celeste at the Grand Cathedral of the Scaled Lord at 2 p.m. To make sure we were on time, we arrived at the Grand Cathedral at 1 p.m. At the time, we didn't know that the cathedral was closed to the public, but the knights guarding the cathedral allowed us through anyways. Apparently, they were expecting us.
That should not have been possible. Due to the solemnity of the situation, we were very particular about who was permitted to enter the cathedral.
It's possible someone pulled some strings to let us through.
Or you two entered the cathedral illegally.
Well, I'm sure that knight from the King's Guard can vouch for us.
I know about every order given to the King's Guard, and none of them were told to let you two through.
It's possible the knight we met fell comatose like the others, and as long as they're unresponsive, we'll never know.
Perhaps we should continue.
Oh, I thought that was Lucio. Whatever, it's close enough. Anyways, we arrived at the church and spent the next hour sightseeing before we went to meet with Pierce. In that time, we met with Ramus, Lucio, Arya, Aster, and Alaric. And around that time, Arya and Aster left together to meet with the High Speaker in his quarters. While exploring the cathedral, we spoke with Von Sanctus and Sybil. Then, we spoke with the 3 Frege sisters and Eris Ilmater. Look at the fucking hat. It's a purple hat. I'm not saying it means anything, but it's a purple hat. The hat is purple, and Tyrion was afraid. Purple hat. Purple. Just keep that in mind. Then we spoke with the 3 Frege sisters and Eris Ilmater.
Eris Ilmater.
She's a friend of Beatrice Frege. The Kingsguard wouldn't let her bring her familiar into the cathedral, so she brought Eris to guide her instead. Anyways, we left the garden at around 1:45 p.m. to meet with Pierce in the prayer room. And around that same time, Arya left her meeting with the High Speaker and felt nauseous. The last thing she remembers is looking at Lake Galacrond.
A likely story.
Regardless, at 2 p.m., Aster went to pay respects to his father's body. Unbeknownst to him, a mage had placed a gilf of contingent... Gilf? That is the wrong... Oh, no, 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 no. No! That's not the right word, Finn! That's not the right word at all! That's not the right word, Finn, you stupid bitch! Unbeknownst to him, a mage had placed a glyph of contingency in front of his father's coffin. It was set to trap him within a force cage.
What a despicable act. Considering what followed, the attack of His Majesty must have been a diversion.
Right. It was also at this time that both Beatrice and Eris went missing. Considering the timing of it all, someone must have taken control of Beatrice's body after the trap on Aster was sprung.
And are you saying this patron controlled her as well?
No, I don't think so. According to her contract, her mind belongs to the Empress of Discord, not the patron. Did we not... When we did the fucking thing, did we not say Empress of Discord? We said the... When we did the big chant, we said Empress of Discord, give us your contract with Arya Steelwind. Did we not say... Are we not saying Empress of... Are we not... Dude... Are we... What the fuck? Okay. I know we definitely did. Here's what I'm thinking. Oh, I thought Eris just wasn't here. I was gonna be very concerned. I think Eris is the Empress of Discord. Obvi. And I think... I mean, her mind, body, the whole 9 yards is now controlled by the Empress of Discord, so it could have just been the same thing. Just without a contract, and she can do whatever the fuck she wants. Furthermore, Arya's blood contract was created by the Empress. What? I've lost track. It's clear that the patron and the Empress were in league with each other. Motherfucker, were they not the same person? We called out to the Empress of Discord to give us the contract. Is the Empress of Discord just kind of like a general fucking thing? Is the Empress of Discord just kind of like a, yeah, anyone? Can we just say Empress of Discord, give us your thing with this person? Like anyone? Is Empress of Discord just kind of like a general term for, so that we don't need a name? Because that feels kind of like a cheat.
Wonderful. Another demon we have to worry about.
Anyways, the patron and the Empress had all of the pieces they needed. That's when they began the massacre. The patron took control of Arya's body, and they used it to murder Von Sanctus at 2:05 p.m. Presumably, Arya started a fire in the common room around this time. And since Von Sanctus was that read by Tyrion? Yeah, it was. Okay, I just had to make sure. And since Von Sanctus's body was found there, this must have been after she murdered him. Shortly after, Prince Alaric spotted the smoke from the fire and asked Arya what was going on. Arya responded by using an unknown transmutation spell to incapacitate him. Hey look, a transmutation spell that could incapacitate him.
To think they would use her to attack the prince as well.
Luckily, the effects of that spell were only temporary, and Alaric came out unharmed. After this, the patron used Arya to murder Sybil at 2:15. She brought Sybil's body to the westward balcony, where she dumped it into Lake Galacrond. High Speaker Arceus witnessed this, but he wasn't aware of what she'd thrown off the balcony until much later. The High Speaker thought this encounter was strange, but he continued with his business. He headed to the prayer room, but was turned away by the knights standing guard there. Meanwhile, Celeste and I were talking to Lord Pierce. When we showed up for the meeting earlier, he was clearly expecting someone else to show up. We tried to get to the bottom of what was happening, but he refused to answer our questions. And at about 2:20 p.m., we heard a commotion outside. Celeste went to investigate. And that's when Celeste fought Arya. The patron's target was Garrick Pierce, but Celeste was too powerful to neutralize. They fought each other for about 15 minutes before Arya was finally able to push past her. That's an interesting ellipses. During their fight, the Empress set Beatrice into the prayer room. She probably made Beatrice invisible to move undetected. She then used her to cast a sleep spell on Pierce and me to knock us out. I remember checking the time close to when this happened. This must have happened at 2:30 p.m.
If your testimony is correct, Beatrice Frege was actively used in this plan.
Yes, and considering how quickly the massacre unfolded, the Empress must have coordinated with the patron. They probably planned how they would use Beatrice and Arya to carry out the murders. Anyways, after Beatrice knocked us out, Arya finally pushed past Celeste and entered the prayer room. Before Celeste could chase after her, she had already murdered Pierce. Arya and I were already unconscious by the time Celeste entered the room. The patron had already achieved their goal of murdering the three nobles, so she probably fell unconscious after they released their control over her. Arya and I regained consciousness shortly after. That's when the Inquisition arrested her for the murders.
Lord Pierce was one of the victims. Your meeting clearly had more significance than I'd realized. So tell us, Cuthbert, what was your discussion about?
It's fine. You can tell them. Alright, as long as it's okay with you. For the past few months, Celeste and I have been investigating who her birth parents are.
I recall receiving many complaints about her during the Lord's ball.
Supposedly, Garrick Pierce had the information we were seeking. That letter he sent us said that he wanted to trade this information for his freedom. I assume this meant that he wanted me to be his attorney.
Do you honestly expect us to believe that? Why would he ask for help from the attorney who indicted him in the first place?
We thought the same thing. And when we arrived for the meeting, it was clear I wasn't the intended recipient. This means that Pierce sent the letter to someone else. Oh, Rathalion had something to say to that.
You better not be lying to us, Cuthbert.
Frankly, I don't much care if you believe me. Regardless, if we examine every action Arya took, we can build a psychological profile of the patron.
I will give you that.
To begin, the defense would like to call the Inquisition commander to the stand. His testimonies might shed some light on how Von Sanctus and Sybil died. Despite all the witnesses' accounts, we still only know how Pierce was murdered.
Yes, he was impaled using a blade magically frozen from his own blood.
In a grim sort of way, it's almost poetic that he died the same way Flintheart did. But you doubt that will give Celeste any kind of closure. Celeste? Anyways, we need to find out exactly how Arya murdered Von Sanctus and Sybil. We're just flat out saying she did it now. I mean, alright. The massacre was swift and efficient. It must have required a lot of forethought and coordination. If we figure out who might have had this knowledge, we might be able to find out who did this.
I see. That sounds as good a plan as any. Kingsguard, escort Commander Moram White to the witness stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Right, I'm sorry, we're not gonna talk about the fucking dragon.
Commander?
I'm sorry, I can't do this. How am I supposed to act like this is normal? A giant lizard is standing right behind me.
Calling me a lizard is highly offensive, Commander.
Sorry, your scale lordship. Sir.
Commander, just try your best to testify about what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't blame Orem. This is fucking weird. I'm surprised we're not reacting this way. It all started when we received a report from the Kingsguard. The prosecutor attacked Prince Alaric and a fire had broken out in the common room. That was a common room, God. We weren't sure what the deal with Steelwind was, so we went to the common room to put out the fire. But when we got there, we noticed a bunch of unconscious knights in front of the prayer room. We went to the prayer room. That's when we found Steelwind and Cuthbert unconscious next to Pierce's dead body. We later found the bodies of Von Sanctus and Sybil, too. That's when we realized that she offed all three of them. So you still have no idea how Steelwind was used to murder Von Sanctus or Sybil? Not a clue. It's especially worse for Von Sanctus. The fire burned a lot of the physical evidence off of his body. And what about Sybil? Was there any physical evidence on her body? No idea about that either. She didn't have any wounds either. All we know is that she died of suffocation. There's definitely more information you can glean from their investigation. Fucking wish, cross-examination, I guess. And this is mainly based on Prince Alaric's testimony, am I correct? Yeah, we still have no idea which transmutation spell she hit him with. Judging from the time of the report, this must have been well after the three of the murders occurred. Yeah, it was unfortunate how that played out. If Steelwind really was controlled, whoever controlled her knew how to get the job done quickly. That leaves the question of how they did this so efficiently. Let me see here. We weren't sure what the deal with Steelwind was, so I went to the common room to put out the fire. Was that wise? Regardless of who it was, someone assaulted a Prince of Wyverngard. We were already dealing with the king who was trapped in that force cage. Honestly, a lot happened in that hour. And most of our attention was focused on keeping the royal family safe.
We can already conclude that the attack on the king was a distraction. Whoever orchestrated this must have known we'd focus our attention on keeping the royal family safe.
You suppose that makes sense, and the casualties still included many knights from the Kingsguard. They probably had to spread their forces thin to protect everyone else and handle the fire in the common room.
What did you do when you arrived in the common room, Commander?
When we got there, we noticed a bunch of unconscious knights in front of the prayer room, right? Did you see Arya or Celeste?
No, we only saw the aftermath of their fight.
There were marks and craters everywhere in that hallway.
Pierce's time of death was 2:45 p.m.
The knights didn't arrive at the common room until 3:10. They didn't arrive at the prayer room until well after the battle had taken place. Wait, would that mean you were in that room with Pierce's body for 25 minutes? Why didn't you look for help? You weren't waking up for some reason, so I kept channeling my healing magic into you. Looking back, I probably should have just looked for help. But even if Arya was unconscious, I didn't want to leave you alone in that room with her. Right, sorry. Recalling that moment is clearly taking a toll on her mind. You should be more careful. We went to the prayer room. That's when we found Steelwind and Cuthbert unconscious next to the Pierce's dead body. Judging from the timing, this would have been several minutes after he'd already died. Yeah, and we had no idea what was going on. Pierce was already dead, and you and Steelwind were unresponsive. I could see why I'd be unresponsive. I was hit with a spell specifically designed to make people sleep. But why would Arya be unresponsive too? We have no idea. We've never even heard of demonic possession until today. For all we know, it could have been the side effect of being controlled for over an hour. You'd suppose that makes sense, but could that common thread truly be a mere coincidence? Later found the bodies of Von Sanctus and Sybil too. That's when I realized that She'd offed all three of them. That last statement was a little vague. Perhaps you should ask him to elaborate more on one of the murders. But whose murder should you elaborate on? We already have enough of Garrick Pierce's. Coraline? Could you elaborate more on Sybil's murder? Was there any evidence that implied how she died? Using our divination magic, we know she died of suffocation, but we're not exactly sure how. But unlike Von Sanctus, Sybil's body wasn't burned. Shouldn't there have been wounds around her neck if she was suffocated? Well, we found traces of necromancy on Sybil. We think Steelwind cast mend wounds on her body after she offed her. This would have removed any wounds on the body. It's exactly like what happened with Catherine Bellwether. Yeah, the only wounds she has are from the impact of falling into Lake Galacront. Anyways, please add this to your testimony, Commander White. Sure, whatever you say, kid. Steelwind must have dumped her body from the balcony above. She doesn't know mend wounds, though.
Objection!
Fuck, she doesn't know mend wounds, though. Your Grace, it's clear that the witness testimony is contradictory, and this piece of evidence proves it.
Fail to see how that proves anything, Mr. Cuthbert.
Oh, I guess you're right. Hold on. Later discovered her body in Lake Galacront. From the High Speaker's testimony, Steelwind must have dumped her body from the balcony above. I guess we used the testimony because he was like something darker.
Objection!
Oh, fuck me. Okay, I am making the dragon not happy. Hold on, I'm gonna press it. How did you know her body was there anyways? Also, I'm convinced that it just... Never mind. I don't think it's meant to be that sprite, but whatever. When bodies started... I just completely forgot to do the voice. Okay. When bodies started dropping, we noticed that she was nowhere to be found. One of the King's Guard cast Locate Creature and realized she was somewhere in the lake. It took an hour before we finally fished her out.
Based on the High Speaker's testimony, she was dead long before that.
Despite how much you know, there are a lot of details missing about how Von Sanctus and Sybil died. But the Inquisition might have found some clues that you missed. You should have the commander elaborate on one. Okay, so just press this again. Since someone cast mend wounds on the body, we still don't know how. Yeah, it's going to be a real headache figuring that out. You're about to agree with him. No one saw the murder. Wait, huh? The High Speaker only witnessed the moment Arya dumped the body, and even he didn't see that much. Anyways, is Sybil the victim you want to focus on? So you should put whose murder should you elaborate? Let's stay on Sybil. Hold on, let's stay on Sybil real quick. Well, we're not trying to... Wait, we're not trying to prove... Never mind. Wait. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't think Sybil's the person we should focus on. Let's focus on Von Sanctus. Could you elaborate more on Von Sanctus's murder? Was there any evidence that implied how he died? Like I said, it's trickier than with Von Sanctus because the fire partially burned his body. Our divination magic could only tell that he died of suffocation. I see, so there's no other physical evidence. Well, there is one thing that you didn't tell us until now. From his burn marks, we do know that he was hit with a firebolt before he died. We're guessing she went to weaken him before she dealt the final blow. So, he took a direct attack from her before he died. Anyways, please add this to your testimony, Commander White. Sure, whatever you say, kid. The burns on his body must have hit him with firebolt to keep him from getting away. He didn't have anything to defend himself with. That's full of shit. He had Force Cage. Or, well, is that his compendium? Yeah, Force Cage is his compendium. He put a Force Cage down.
Objection!
Yeah, objection! Huh. That's strange.
What is it now?
Commander White, you said that Steelwind attacked Von Sanctus with a firebolt before she suffocated him.
Yeah, she probably wanted to injure him so he'd be easier to subdue.
But that's what I find strange. Von Sanctus knew he was under attack. So wouldn't he cast Force Cage to repel her?
Huh.
I guess that's true.
Von Sanctus was hardly a warrior, Cuthbert. Force Cage is an extremely useful spell, but it has to be aimed. He was hit with a firebolt, and he must have been in immense pain. I doubt he'd be able to think clearly under those circumstances.
I'd normally agree with you, but the crime scene tells us another story.
What do you mean, Mr. Cuthbert? What implies about
What implies Von Sanctus cast Force Cage? Where is it? Yeah. When we investigated the crime scene, we found traces of abjuration magic that formed a perfect square around the body. I'm sure if we measured the dimensions of that square, it would be 10 feet by 10 feet.
which is the same length and width as the cube created by Force Cage.
Like you said, he was in no shape to aim it. So he cast Force Cage on himself to create a makeshift barrier.
Nonsense! If Von Sanctus had cast Force Cage on himself, he should have been protected from further harm. The defendant wouldn't have been able to suffocate him after that.
Perhaps there's some way to bypass Force Cage.
And once again, your ignorance of the arcane arts is made apparent. Force Cage is one of the most powerful abjuration spells in existence. It can't be dispelled, and no one could teleport into or out of it.
Right. Master was also trapped in a Force Cage, and he had to wait for the hour duration to elapse. So how did steal and suffocate him? Wait. If Force Cage is a perfectly closed space, is it possible that he ran out of air?
It would be a glaring weakness. House Von Sanctus obviously designed that spell to allow oxygen through the barrier. Before you ask, poisonous gases can't be pushed through the barrier either. Only oxygen can travel through it.
Right, and even if they had used poisonous gas, the autopsy report wouldn't have said he was suffocated. How did Arya suffocate Von Sanctus? Only oxygen can travel through the bounds of a Force Cage, so how did Arya suffocate Von Sanctus despite that? The patron tricked, consumed, tricked. The patron cast a spell to bypass the cage? No, Arya had no way to physically harm Von Sanctus or prevent him from breathing. She was outside the Force Cage. How could she have suffocated him? The fire consumed all the oxygen in the common room. Force Cage is specifically designed to allow oxygen through its barrier. But what if there was no oxygen left in the room?
No oxygen? Ah, I see. It was the fire in the common room. The patron knew Arya couldn't harm Von Sanctus once he was in that Force Cage. So she started the fire to eat all of the oxygen within the room.
There we go. I'm reading it in my head, sorry. What should have protected him ended up trapping him. And the inability to dispel it ended up sealing his fate. Yeesh.
Well, I suppose that explains how the defendant murdered Von Sanctus. But with that in mind, a lot of this plan sounds like it was improvised at the moment. Just like the murder of Pierce. Not only that, we assume that the patron used the same method to kill both Lord Von Sanctus and Lady Sybil, but I doubt Lady Sybil died under the same circumstances. Correct. There's only one fire. And if Sybil was in that Force Cage, the defendant wouldn't have been able to throw her body into Lake Galacront, which means Sybil must have died by asphyxiation elsewhere. Then it's clear our next course of action is to determine how Lady Sybil was murdered.
But we still don't know where she was murdered.
And the only witness who saw her around the time was the High Speaker, which was after the defendant disposed of Sybil's body.
Well, the High Speaker's testimony is as good a start as any. For our next witness, the defense would like to call the High Speaker Theon Arceus to the stand. He's not a fan of that idea, because I take it that what's-his-name is gonna... fucking Arceus is gonna be like, holy shit, Rathalion, I'm such a huge fan! He's gonna fanboy all over the god. What's wrong?
It's nothing. Please carry on. Kingsguard, escort High Speaker Arceus to the witness stand.
Yeah.
Witness, you will testify about...
Oh, great and blessed.
Scaled Lord, I forgot what voice I gave him. I think of it, I'm gonna go with this kind of voice, I guess. Oh, great and blessed Scaled Lord, not Steel Lord, what the fuck? To think you would grace us with your presence.
Oh my god. Oh, fucking god damn it.
Forgive me, Lord Rathalion, I spoke out of turn. You must think I'm an arrogant fool.
Wow. Looks like the witness is schmoozing the judge for once.
How many times do I have to tell you people that I am not a god?
Oh. 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 Huh.
Yes. I revere and serve the god of dragons, but I am not Bahamut's avatar. But you're the Scaled Lord.
I'm just a dragon. I'm not even a powerful one.
Damn. Damn.
I am not a deity. You fucking assholes.
This humility. That's exactly what Bahamut's avatar would say.
I swear to God. I love him.
He even swears by the god's name.
For fuck's sake, Lucio, please handle this.
Perhaps another approach is warranted. High Speaker Arceus, the great and powerful Rathalion calls upon you today. You require my blood? Of course, I will gladly give my life for the Scaled Lord.
What? No! Jesus Christ, that really freaked out. Like, no, man, Jesus Christ!
What? No! Of course, my blood could never be enough.
Dude.
Would you just let me? I will do as you wish, my lord. It might take some time, though.
What are you going to do, Theon?
I'll need some time to gather some followers and...
Shut the fuck up! Oh my god, we just want your testimony! Just tell us what you saw when Miss Steelwind was at the westward balcony yesterday.
Oh, I see. If that's what you truly wish, my lord,
I'm going to eat you. Are we just gonna ignore how ready he was to commit mass murder?
Be quiet, we just got him to calm down.
That was great, actually. That was my favorite interaction in this entire game. Just Rathalion being like, listen, I'm not a god. I'm just a dragon. Not even that powerful of one. Just please, just fucking stop treating me like I'm this great a being. I'm fucking sick of it, dude. Oh my god, that's so great.
I was doing some paperwork in my quarters, and I suppose I lost track of time. My alarm went off, and I realized that it was time for my afternoon prayers. To you, the Great One, shut up! I began heading to the prayer room when I spotted Lady Steelwind looking over the westward balcony. I tried to greet her, but she didn't respond to me. That's when I noticed she was pushing something large over the balcony and into Lake Galacrond. I asked her what she was doing, but again, she ignored me and went towards the prayer room. Thought nothing of it and made my way there as well. That's when the guards there turned me away. I went back to my quarters to do my prayers there.
Considering the timing of it all, this must have all happened minutes before she began attacking the prayer room. Did I read that wrong? Considering the timing of it all, this must have all happened minutes before she began attacking the prayer room. No, that was right. Okay.
Yes, I consider myself lucky. The Scaled Lord must have graced me with divine luck.
Please, just fucking stop, man. Considering how quickly she was moving, there has to be a reason why she waited there. Was she waiting for the High Speaker to leave? Perhaps you should closely examine the timing of these events.
Cross-examination.
I love Rathalion just being like, please stop. Just stop treating me like a god. I'm just a dude. It's literally like the fucking meme of like, please listen, I'm not the Messiah. He's the Messiah. Like, an alarm?
It's a rudimentary artificery device. I use it to remind me to conduct daily prayers.
I see. And do you have it set to go off at a specific time?
Yes, it's set to go off at 2:10 p.m., 5 minutes before my afternoon prayers.
Hold on. Hold on. When did all the murders take place? 2:18, 2:05. Wait, the fuck? Wait, he saw... That doesn't make sense. He saw her dump a body roughly around 2:10, but she died at 2:18. She wasn't still looking over the westward balcony. Hold on, I tried to greet her, but she didn't respond to me. She was pushing something large over Lake Galacron. I asked her what she was doing, but then I trusted her and thought nothing of it. Hold on, okay, so we have to... Hold on. One of these is gonna bring that up, because that doesn't make sense. In my quarters, and alarm went off at 2 a.m. I realized it's time for my afternoon prayer. Do I do it here?
Objection!
No. I failed to see her. Oh, wait, hold on. Alright, let me try one thing and then we'll just press everything else. Began heading to the prayer room when I spotted Lady Steelwind looking over the westward balcony. Pushing large. Something. Let's try this.
Objection!
Okay, no, there's nothing yet to directly say that was the... Okay. What was her expression like?
It was very cold and emotionless. The patron must have had control of her when this happened. Yes, that certainly makes the most sense.
Dog, you were not here for that explanation. Right. What time did this happen?
It was shortly after my alarm went off. It would definitely be before 2:15 p.m.
Can we get that? It was still before 2... Yeah, okay. Boom, 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 boom.
Objection!
There it is, because... Yeah. Wait, what?
Is something wrong?
There is, but... I'm not really sure what it means.
Stop stammering and say what you want to say!
Hi, speaker. You said you saw Arya dumping something over the ledge of the balcony.
There's no need to be vague, Cuthbert. It's clear from the evidence that he saw my daughter dumping Lady Sybil's body.
That's the thing, Lord Steelwind. It couldn't have been Sybil's body.
What are you talking about? The location from that balcony to where we found Lady Sybil's body lines up perfectly.
That may be, but the witness just said he saw Arya dumping the body before 2:15 p.m.
Wait!
You see it too, don't you, Lucio? How did Arya dump Coraline Sybil's body into Lake Galacron before 2:15 p.m. if her time of death was 2:18 p.m.? Yeah, bitch.
I see. That does seem peculiar. But we know the defendant threw Sybil's body from that balcony. There should be no other explanation for how it ended up there.
Yes, that's also true.
Perhaps she was still alive when Arya threw her off of that balcony. She could have been knocked unconscious with a sleep spell. Your Grace, there were no traces of conjuration magic on her body, and even if she was asleep, she wouldn't have survived a fall from that height. The distance from that balcony is to the lake more than 30 stories. I feel like I misread that, but I don't know where, so I'm gonna just redo it real quick. The distance from that balcony to the lake is more than 30 stories, and the autopsy report says that the cause of death was suffocation, not blunt force.
Right. So when did she die? But before she was thrown, she died while she was falling. Did she die while she was falling? No. The cause of death was suffocation. Arya couldn't have possibly suffocated her while she was falling towards the Lake of Galacron. There were no wounds on the body. This means that Arya couldn't have obstructed her airway after she was thrown off the balcony. So when did she die? I guess when she hit the water. She must have died after she hit the water. But Mr. Cuthbert, Lucio just said that she would have died upon impact. But that's assuming she didn't do anything to lessen the blow. She might have had the opportunity to cast a spell to protect herself. It might explain why her body isn't as damaged despite falling from such a great height. What spells did she know? Before the game inevitably asked me. Oh, she had slow fall.
Duh.
Despite falling from such a great height.
Again, and that doesn't match with the evidence. Lady Sybil's spell compendium contains the spell Slow Fall. If she had the opportunity to cast a spell, she would have used that spell to slow her descent. She wouldn't have taken any damage from hitting the lake if she'd done that. She didn't take damage from hitting the lake. That's what I'm saying to you. That's a really good point. But just indulge me for a second. What spell did Sybil cast on herself? What spells did she know? Strike, True, Detect Magic, Foresight? Stone Skin. She must have cast Stone Skin on herself. Stone Skin.
If you recall, the High Speaker mentioned that something was strange about the object Arya threw over the balcony. It was much darker and didn't match with Sybil's usual garb. Almost as if there was something else Sybil was wearing.
That object was actually Lady Sybil protected by a layer of stone. But that still doesn't explain why she would cast that instead of Slow Fall.
He's right. Why did Sybil cast Stone Skin on herself? Sybil cast Stone Skin before being thrown into the lake. She cast Stone Skin on herself before she was thrown into the lake. Arya must have attacked her, and she cast that spell in response.
Huh. And would protect her from the Steelwind strike. But that doesn't seem quite right.
What do you mean?
I may not have seen much, but I saw that the object Arya dumped was stiff and motionless. If it had been Lady Sybil, she would have been struggling against her, wouldn't she?
That's a good point, too. The High Speaker saw Arya dumping a motionless Sybil. But if we assume my logic is correct, which it probably is, she would have also still been alive. Why was Sybil motionless? Sleepy? So why wasn't she struggling against Arya? Sybil was knocked out by a spell? Following your logic thus far, Sybil was affected by Stone Skin and she was conscious, but she would be immune to blood. Wait. Affected by Stone Skin and she was still conscious. Was affected by a spell. She must have been affected by a spell. And considering it kept her from resisting Arya, the patron must have made Arya cast that spell on her. What spell did Arya cast on Sybil? Let's look at her spells. Firebolt, Shape Liquid, Dispel Magic. Steelwind Strike, Detect Polymorph, and Hold Creature. Probably Hold Creature, right? No, there's Hold Creature. There it is. It was Hold Creature! Sybil must have cast Stone Skin on herself when Arya attacked her. Then the patron must have known that Arya couldn't physically damage her like that. So she ordered her to restrain Sybil with that spell.
And Sybil died by suffocation.
That's right, Lucio. How did Sybil suffocate? Drowning. Even if she was restrained, Sybil was still protected by Stone Skin. That would have left only one option for the patron. Sybil drowned in Lake Galacrond. Yeah. Sybil suffocated when Arya threw her into Lake Galacrond. Her stone skin lessened the impact of the fall, but it also made her drop like a literal rock. Arya's Hold Creature spell prevented her from moving or releasing her spell. She was helpless and as she sank to the bottom of the lake. Damn.
I believe that covers all three of the murders, then. Yes. Lord Von Sanctus suffocated to death in his own force cage. Lady Sybil drowned after Arya cast Hold Creature spell on her. And Lord Pierce died after being wounded by a blade created with Shape Liquid. The only common thread I see is that the patron used some of the victim's magic against them. How does that connect to Pierce? Did she cast Shape Liquid to make a blade to defend? Did he cast Shape Liquid to make a blade to defend himself? Maybe the murderer took it from him and used it against him. No, but he was knocked unconscious alongside you. He couldn't have been the one to create that blade. Anyways, whoever did this had an in-depth knowledge of each of the spells they used to defend themselves. They knew that Von Sanctus couldn't dispel his own force cage,
I also knew that he still needed oxygen from within it. And in Sybil's case, they knew Arya couldn't physically harm her once she had stone skin active.
They also knew that whole creature would prevent Sybil from dispelling her own stone skin.
Not only that, they did all of this in a quick time frame. Von Sanctus and Sybil died within 13 minutes of each other. And if Arya hadn't encountered Celeste, Pierce might have died just as quick. So whoever did this had an in-depth knowledge of high-level magic. Hold on.
Not only that, they came up with creative ways to bypass the defenses put up by Von Sanctus and Sybil.
Yes, they had the ability to react quickly and decisively.
But considering the circumstances, that hardly narrows it down. Several members of the Four Pillar families were present that day. Each and every one of them studied the Imperial Academy. At the Imperial Academy. They would all be knowledgeable in magic and its applications.
Something they're saying isn't sitting right by you for some reason. There's something there. So why can't you see it? It's no use. You just can't piece it together yet. But you're not finished yet. There's another angle to this. Consider who the patron did and didn't target. What's similar about some of the targets? They're the heads. The victims were Lloyd Von Sanctus, Coraline Sybil, and Garrick Pierce. What similarity can we draw between them? Arya... Oh. Von Sanctus and Sybil are house leaders of pillar families. Von Sanctus and Sybil were the heads of their respective noble houses.
You're saying that the patron's goal was to assassinate leaders of the Four Pillars?
That's the motive that makes the most sense. But that does leave one question.
Don't be coy, I'm not daft, Cuthbert.
Actually, I highly doubt it was you.
Really now? That's a surprise change of pace! I was really expected to be, seen as the murderer.
Out of most of the people there, you could have easily tricked your daughter into signing a blood contract. But why would you need to do that? You're the Grand General of Wyvern Guard's military, and the cathedral was filled with your men. You could have easily equipped one of your best mages to carry out this massacre, and you wouldn't even need to make a deal with a demon to do so.
So why wasn't Lucio targeted then?
From her encounter with Celeste, it's clear there's a limit to Arya's combat capabilities. The patron might have simply doubted Arya's ability to defeat the Grand General. But there's also another explanation. Why didn't the patron target Lucio Steelwind? Arya, the patron probably, wanted to save House Steelwind to make them suffer. No, the patron made no attempt to kill Lucio. Right! When they were controlling Arya, they didn't make any attempt to hide her actions. They wanted people to see her. Oh, the patron wanted to frame Arya to make them suffer. What? The patron made no attempt to kill Lucio Steelwind, right? And when they were controlling Arya, they didn't make any attempt to hide her actions. They wanted people to see her. The patron wanted... to frame House Steelwind. What the fuck? No, the patron made... Yeah. Wanted to save House Steelwind to make him suffer. No. What do you mean? Patron wanted for the murderers using Arya from the nobility. The patron wanted to frame House Steelwind to make them suffer. Why is that not the correct option? Wanted to kill Arya. No. Wanted to frame Arya. Wanted to kill House Steelwind using Arya. What the fuck? Arya wanted to save House Steelwind from the nobility? Okay, well, I'm confused now, so we're gonna do every possibility. It has nothing to do. It's between these two. It has to be between these two. Lucio wanted to hide. It could be. Let's just say the patron wanted to hide House Steelwind from the nobility. Doesn't make sense. Wanted to hide the victims. No. They wanted her to be seen. Wanted to frame Tyrion? Arya for the murders. What the fuck? Wanted... Why is this not the correct answer? Why is this not? Patron... No. Fucking hell. They wanted people to see her. The patron wanted to frame Arya wanted to save. God damn, why is this so hard? Why didn't the patron target Lucio Steelwind? I think to make them suffer is correct. Patron... Hide, kill, save. And frame. Kill, frame, save, hide. Patron wanted to hide the victims. Wanted to save Tyrion for the murders? That doesn't make sense. Wanted to hide... Wanted to hide, want to save, frame, house. Okay, let's just see all these. Kill. Hide. Save. So it's not House Steelwind to make them suffer, which sucks. Wanted to save Arya. Frame Arya. Kill Arya. Hide Arya. Don't think Tyrion has anything to do with it. Do I really look up a tutorial for this one? Ah, it sucks, because there's no... Let me read everything. Get past all of that. Oh, nope, I can't go past all of that. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna pull up a tutorial real quick. Not a tutorial, but like a guide. Actually, I should do this on the incognito tab so that doesn't show up on... Like, my recommended and be like, oh yeah, here's the ending to Tyrion Cuthbert. Tyrion Cuthbert cave Case 5 walk through. We're just gonna try. That's blind playthrough. Chapter 5, part 1. Okay, hold on. I guess this one would be correct. Shut up. We're in the court. Where are you here? I just have to go. Oh, wait. Oh, that's not what I want. Alright, let me see here. I'm waiting for him to figure it out. Oh. Okay, out of everything I tried, I feel like I clicked this, but I guess not. On frame the murders. No, Lucio, not Lucio. There we go. Okay. The patron wanted people to suspect House Steelwind for the murders. They used Lucio Steelwind's daughter to commit the crime, then they intentionally left him alive to cast suspicion on him.
That's why they used my daughter?
Is that a tinge of anger you feel from him? Anyways, that leads me to my next point. Imagine if we never discovered Arya's blood contract with the Empress of Discord. What would have happened?
We'd still think that Miss Steelwind succumbed to Mage Blight. She would have been convicted for the murders, and trust in House Steelwind would be forever diminished.
About a month ago, House Freyga lost its head, and his successor, Leif of Freyga, was woefully unprepared to take his place. Now, the heads of Von Sanctus and House Sybil are dead, with House Steelwind being held responsible for it all.
All 4 of the Pillar families would have been weakened as a result of the massacre.
But I think there's another layer to this. Everything fits together if we assume that the patron's goal was to weaken the Pillar families, except for the murder of Garrick Pierce.
Yes, in contrast to Sybil and Von Sanctus, Pierce's political power pales in comparison.
Furthermore, Pierce was already scheduled to be executed next month for the murder of Flintheart McCoy. Why did the patron target Garrick Pierce? Why would the patron go to the trouble of murdering a condemned man? Patron Pierce signed Pierce knew the patron knew? No, Pierce was going to die regardless of what the patron did. There has to be something that made the patron decide to murder him as soon as possible. So Pierce knew the identity of Celeste's parent. The patron murdered Pierce because they needed him to die as quickly as possible. Pierce knew the identity of Celeste's biological parents. My parents? Do you remember what Pierce said when we showed up for the meeting? You finally arrived. I suppose this means you finally decided... Wait, you two? We've got your letter. Letter? What letter? You sent us a letter, Pierce. It said that you knew who Celeste's parents were? I did send that letter, but not to you two. We weren't the intended recipients of that letter. That's right. So that leaves one last question. Who did Pierce originally send that letter to? The patron? There's only one person Pierce could have sent that letter to. The person who orchestrated the massacre in the first place. The patron. But that means the patron is someone who would be The patron is someone who would be threatened by Celeste's parentage. What?
Order in the court!
But I don't understand. I'm sorry, I know this is a lot to take in, but I think they were targeting you for some reason. Pierce knew the identity of Celeste's parents and attempted to blackmail the patron with this. That was a weird delivery, but whatever. Instead of complying with Pierce's demands, the patron instead sent the letter to me.
But why go to the trouble of luring you there? They could have just allowed Pierce to wait in the prayer room while the defendant made her way to murder him.
Shot in the dark, it has something to do with me being called Heavensborn everywhere I fucking go. Looking back on it, it's possible they wanted to kill Celeste too. What? They knew I wouldn't meet with Pierce alone, and the information he had was about her. The patron correctly guessed that I'd bring her with me. By killing both Pierce and Celeste, they'd eliminate any threat Celeste would pose to them.
But who would be threatened by such information? The mere existence of McCoy posed a threat to them. It must have something to do with her birthright.
Right. So who would that leave? King de Wyverngard just recently died. What if Celeste was a member of the royal family? You think I'm a princess? I don't want to suspect Aster, but we need to consider every possibility. When it comes to conflicts of inheritance, a royal line of succession is the first thing that comes to mind. Not only that, the king would have the authority to pardon Pierce for his crimes.
But that wouldn't entirely make sense.
They mean, oh, because if McCoy... Also, Aster's older, 26, 19, so he would still be king.
If McCoy was abandoned at a tavern in Cornhaven, we must assume she's a bastard child.
Okay, don't know why you have to bring that up.
My point is that King Oliver wouldn't abandon a child of pure royal blood. The kingdom requires heirs to continue the royal bloodline, who would have leveraged her in a diplomatic marriage.
That's disgusting.
That's diplomacy, Cuthbert. Anyways, even if McCoy was of royal blood, Aster is the king's eldest child.
Right.
And he's of pure royal blood. McCoy would have no claim to the throne under these circumstances.
Right, I see what you mean. I suppose that eliminates Aster for now. Anyways, we should consider the other suspects first. So who would that leave? Suppose the Eye Taker, right? What if the Eye Taker orchestrated this whole thing?
The Eye Taker, that common criminal. What reason would he have to do this?
I've heard firsthand that he was planning to expand his influence throughout Wyverngard. He was actually plotting with Beatrice to use House Freyga to do so. Since I ruined his original plan, setting up that massacre might have been his backup plan. Perhaps we're looking at this all wrong. What if Celeste was a part of the royal family and they were planning to use her to take the throne?
But if he wanted to do so, why would he put McCoy in danger by having my daughter attack her? Not only that, he also had the perfect opportunity to murder His Majesty. Imagine if he had placed a more lethal contingent spell on the glyph of contingency. His Majesty might have very well died alongside Von Sanctus, Sybil, and Pierce.
Yeah, I suppose you're right, but we need to consider every possibility. Anyways, we should consider the other suspects first. Steelwind or Freyga? Freyga would make more... Freyga would make more sense. That confuses me, though. Recall during Beatrice Freyga's trial, we heard William Freyga's last will and testament mentioned that House Freyga's assets would be divided evenly between all of his daughters.
If McCoy were to be revealed as a Freyga, his daughters would be legally obligated to share the estate with her.
Could I seriously be a Freyga? I don't want to suspect Leifa or Miriam, but we need to consider every possibility. And as we've seen, the Freygas are no strangers to making deals with demons. But it still doesn't quite fit. So Steelwind? What the I don't get this anymore. But it still doesn't quite fit. I doubt Leifa or Miriam would do something like this.
What are you basing that on?
I tend to be a good judge of character, and they just don't seem like the type to do something like this.
You're far too trusting. I have no doubt that any of William's children would be capable of something like this.
I thought I was going to say any of the Freygas. I suppose we'll have to see. Anyways, we should consider... So last one, she's a Steelwind. As much as I have my doubts, House Steelwind is the only Pillar family whose house leaders survived the past month.
You think I'm McCoy's biological father?
You barely a father of your own actual daughter. I'm only stating the possibility for the sake of argument. As I've said, it would make sense for you to frame your own daughter when House Steelwind would be blamed, but we need to consider every possibility. I can't think of anyone else.
Yes, there's a flaw with each suspect. Your logic is clearly flawed.
Well, you don't see him coming up with any ideas. There's something here I'm not seeing, but I know I'm close. There's a missing piece that ties this all together.
Regardless, we still have no idea who this Empress of Discord is. I am loath to allow such individual to walk freely through Wyvern Guard.
Your Grace, you've been alive since the creation of Wyvern Guard and magic. Do you know who this demon is?
Can't say I do. Demons tend to take on many titles over their lifetimes. But whoever this Empress is, they are brave to so blatantly encroach on my domain like this.
Well, I suppose we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there.
We've obtained a lot of information today. We clearly have many questions that need to be answered. How should we proceed? What is it, Mr. Cuthbert?
I can't help but feel that there's something here I'm not seeing. Just can't put my finger on it.
We have to be working at this. We have been working at this for quite a while. Perhaps we should suspend proceedings so that we can look into these new leads. I have no objections. It would give my men some time to look into what we've discovered today. Then it's settled. We've all been postponing
What the fuck did that say?
We'll be postponing proceedings for now, but you'll all be expected to return here by tomorrow morning. You are free to return to your homes for the time being. But make no mistake, the King's Guard will be keeping careful watch over all of you.
Yeah, make sure they don't, say, hey, by the way, the dragon's fucking real, dude. I met him. There's still this constant nagging sensation in the back of your mind. Hey, Tyrion? It's as if you've forgotten something extremely important. Tyrion? What is it? What could be so important yet so difficult to remember? Tyrion! Sorry. I was just thinking about everything. You're looking really stressed out. Do you want to head back to your house to rest? No, we only have a day until the trial resumes. If we can't figure out what happened after tomorrow, the magical traces will dissipate. But you already know what happened. You just don't know who did it. Yeah, but we should speak with the suspects again. Maybe if I get lucky, I'll see something through the Eye of Horus. But one of the suspects is the Eye Taker. What are you gonna do about him? I suppose I'll have to speak with him too. What? No! What if he tries to kill you again? Arya's life is on the line. It's just a risk I'll have to take. Tyrion, do you even understand what you've been pulled into? What? Someone just murdered a bunch of nobles, and they even attacked members of the royal family. Now there are ancient dragons and demon lords involved too. Isn't this above your pay grade? Ouch. You know that's not what I meant. It's just this whole thing is crazy, isn't it? It's fine. It's just like any other of our investigations. It's not, though! What if the Empress of Discord attacks you? What if the patron decides that you're getting too close to the truth? What if I can't... Her voice begins to break. Celeste? You're still worried about what happened during the massacre? I'm fine. I already told you that you didn't do anything wrong. You almost died, Tyrion. I know. Tyrion, you almost died! I know, Celeste. No, Tyrion, I don't think you do! Do you have any idea how worried I was when she broke past me? When I saw you all lying on the floor, so many things were going through my mind. I don't know what I would have done if you were... She can't even complete the sentence. Celeste, you're so focused on everything else that you've been ignoring her. She was attacked by Arya and almost died. Never even thought about how traumatic that must have been for her. I'm sorry, I didn't think... Don't apologize. Just, please. Please just leave this to Lucio and the Scaled Lord. You've done enough already. They can figure the rest of it out. And what if it's not enough? I'm not so arrogant that I think they can't do it without me, but what if they can't figure out who the patron is? Arya will spend the rest of her life in prison. What if I could have done something to prevent that? I don't care if that happens. Celeste! I don't care, Tyrion! I'll apologize to her all you want after this, but all I want is to keep you safe. I don't know if I'm able to do that anymore. Even she seemed surprised by what she said. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to... I'm really happy you're a part of my life. What? I know what you're saying is coming from a place of care. And I'm really sorry about how much I've been worrying you lately, but... You're not gonna stop, are you? It's like I've always said. Man, king, or god, nothing will stop you from getting justice for your clients. I'm gonna talk to Lucio. What? If we're going to meet the Eye Taker again, we're bringing some knights with us. Celeste, that's hardly... Nope, you don't get a say in this! And if you're not here when I get back, I will find you. Judging from her expression, it's not an empty threat. Fine, just go. She might have a point, though. Before everything happened, you weren't even sure if you wanted to continue being an attorney. Maybe you should consider a safer, quieter life after all this is done. Perhaps a life with her. Wait, what? Alright, Lucio's cleared it. It's surprisingly easy to convince him. You okay? I'm fine. Let's not waste any more time. Before she has a chance to respond, you hastily walk past her. Hey, don't walk so far ahead! You need to stay focused on the trial for Arya's sake. But when this is all over, you'll... Well, I suppose you don't have to think about that until then. Alright. We are going to continue... Oh, what does this say? Oh, hello. Okay. I'm gonna let this music kind of just rock for a bit. I am going to take a quick break, stretch my legs, bathroom, all that fun stuff, and then I'll be back, and then we will continue. All right. Bye-bye. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Where's the button? There it is. Okay. Let us continue. Using the Kingsguard teleportation network, you arrive back in Rathalna. Due to Celeste's insistence, you're being escorted by a division of the Kingsguard. Definitely make you look out of place. As you walk through the city, you draw strange looks from nearly everyone who sees you.
Sir, where will we be heading first?
It's a little strange giving orders to knights. It's definitely going to take some getting used to. What's wrong? There's definitely something I'm fundamentally missing. But what? Also, what do we have every... Oh, wait, no, we did get this, didn't we? What did we lose? Fucking nothing. I think we have literally everything. We have the compendium. I think we have literally everything for what we... Yeah. We have everything. Okay. It's definitely something I'm fundamentally missing, but what? Just don't push yourself too hard, okay? Yeah, I'll try to pace myself. Anyways, we should speak with each of the suspects and confirm their alibis. It might help me finally put things together.
Each of the nobles has returned to their respective homes, but our teleportation network should help you travel around Wyverngard.
Fucking dope! Grand Cathedral, I guess? You arrive back at the Grand Cathedral of the Scaled Lord. Probably won't need to investigate the crime scene again, but you wonder if Aster or Lucio might be here.
Sir, I've spoken with the groundskeeper. His Majesty and the Grand General are currently visiting Lady Steelwind, but supposedly they'll be here later today to talk to the High Speaker.
Alright, I suppose we'll just have to come back later. Bye. Frega Manor it is. You arrive at Frega Manor hoping to speak with Leifa and Miriam. After some asking around, one of the servants mentions that they appear to be entertaining guests in the study. You normally wouldn't interrupt them, but you've already eaten up a lot of time traveling here. Whatever they're discussing can wait. I'm not fucking barking. It's not happening. As you enter the study, Tracker... hold on, why does my mic feel like it's out of place? Alright. As you enter the study, Tracker runs up to you and begins barking. But once he sees who you are, he calms down. God, I hate this face.
Oh, hello, friends! Sorry.
You fucking should be.
Sorry for Vorks. Tracker thought he smelled something bad.
Oh, Mr. Cuthbert. You scan the room and see that Miriam is there too. And they appear to be speaking with Lord Asclepius. Sorry for barging in, Leifa. No, it's no problem at all. Lies. Her emotions imply that she already knows why you're here. I'll skip the pleasantries. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about what happened? Of course. I'll do anything to help with Lady Steelwind's situation. Should I leave? No. You were there with me when everything happened. And your testimony will substantiate my alibi. Oh, you didn't like that one. Leifa as a suspect. Leifa, I'm sure you know why I'm here. But I just want to preface this by saying I highly doubt you were behind this. No, I perfectly understand. Frankly, I'm also at a loss. I have no idea who did this. What are you talking about? It was clearly that criminal, the Eye Taker. Why don't you go and interrogate him? Make no mistake, we fully intend to. But I'd like to cover everyone else before I confront him. Let him be, Miriam. But it's his fault that Beatrice is... Our sister knew what she was doing when she gave her testimony. Don't insult her bravery by blaming Mr. Cuthbert for what happened. Hey, what? Anyways, Mr. Cuthbert has shown many times that he's acting in good faith. And he's capable of convicting the criminals that even we can't see.
So let's talk about your sister.
You mentioned Beatrice before. Did something happen? It happened right after she gave her testimony this morning. She fell unconscious shortly after she left the Scaled Lord's lair. She hasn't woken up since then, and Maranath has gone missing.
What? Must have been the Empress of Discord. After you manifested Lady Steelwind's blood contract, we all realized why she was acting so strangely.
Right. If it weren't for her, I would have never considered trying to issue a divine edict. She sacrificed herself to save Lady Steelwind. It seems our esteemed sister put her trust in you, commoner. So we'll do the same. If there's anything we can do to help you, please ask. Alright, so, I appreciate your trust. All of you. But I have to ask, where were you between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. that day? Luckily, we were all together. I thought I was gonna say Miss Leifa. Me, Leifa, Miriam, Beatrice, and her friend were all in the garden before 2 p.m. But at around 2 p.m., my sister and Miss Ilmater both went missing.
Can't believe we trusted her to take care of our sister!
Hush now, Miriam. If the Empress of Discord took control of her, there's hardly anything Miss Ilmater could do to stop it. Are you sure about that? Are you sure? 'Cause I'm not! I really do hope she's okay. Who? Eris? I hope she's, bent over a fucking... I don't know, spike. I couldn't think of a way to phrase anything. She's been missing since the massacre. Good. Well, actually not good, because she's probably planning the next one. So, bad. You mentioned that you all went to search for her. Did you see anything? No. We were originally planning to search the cathedral grounds. But when we arrived at the nave, we found Aster trapped in a force cage. Did any of you... Did any of you lose track of each other during that time?
No. We stayed together for the entire time. But we did consider splitting up to cover more ground.
But the Kingsguard found us and asked us to stay where we were. Right. I suppose that makes sense. And did you see Eris at all when this happened? Maybe? No, we never saw her. Great! Leifa's testimony is fucking awesome. This really helps us. Beatrice, Frigga, and Eris Ilmater were accounted for in the garden until 2 p.m., but after that, they both went missing. Her supposedly... Okay, cool! She went missing at the same time that Beatrice did. That's really suspicious. You don't think... I do think! It's definitely possible she was involved in this somehow. Somehow. Not to mention, the Eye Taker is one of our suspects, and she's his daughter. She's his what? You didn't know? I'd have thought that Beatrice would have told you. No, she didn't mention that at all. Huh. Looks like Eris has a lot to answer for. You fucking think? If you can even find her, that is. Fucking bitch. I suppose I'll stop beating around the bush. Have any of you made a blood contract with a demon lately?
How dare you, this arrogant little peasant!
No, I understand where he's coming from. I want to understand, but the very idea is frustrating. She's putting on a good face, though. I'll give her that. Of everyone present, our sister was the only person with known ties to a demon. She were to share that secret with anyone, it would have been with us. You didn't catch any incriminating thoughts from them through the eye. You've been misled by it before. Nevertheless, we still have no idea who the patron is.
I was actually meaning to ask you during the trial. Can't you just use this divine edict of yours to figure out who the patron is?
No, to manifest a blood contract, I need the title of the demon and the name of the human they made that contract with.
I understand that, but why not just brute force it?
Due to the king's funeral, the Kingsguard have detailed list of everyone who was present during the massacre.
Whoever this patron is, they were working together with the Empress of Discord.
It must mean they made a blood contract with her, yes? That's right! I could just keep issuing divine edicts until a blood contract appears.
Wait, is that safe?
There's only one way to find out. You take out your notes and begin looking at your list of suspects. You might be at this for a while, so you might as well go in alphabetical order. Clear your throat in preparation. Empress of Discord, wherever you may hide, release thy guards and manifest your blood contracts with Aster de Wyvern Guard. violent, blood-curdling scream. Ah! Tyrion, what's wrong? You collapse to the ground as you suddenly find yourself overcome in immense pain. What? What's happening to him? Lazarick, use your magic to heal him! Right.
Everything hurts!
Oh, I know who this fucking is, so I'm going for it.
Oh, you silly, silly boy. You may be half human, but you can't just go around declaring lies like that.
What?
And I was really looking forward to bringing you to the end of this. I haven't even started to have my fun yet.
Who are you?
Actually, I suppose that contract is still in effect. I guess my hands are tied. I'll save you just this once.
Rian. Tyrion, please wake up! Celeste? You're okay! Again! You most certainly don't feel okay. The same shit. This is the same way we woke up, minus the fucking talk and apparently... Wait. Hold on. That just hit. Suppose that contract is still in effect. I guess my hands are tied. I'll save you just this once. Eris made a contract with Mom. Her blood contract was to save us. Fuck. Alright. You can feel every part of your body aching. It's painful for you to even sit up like this.
Are you okay, friend?
Yeah. What happened?
You died.
What?
I've never brought anyone back from something like that. That was my strongest spell, too. You have no idea how lucky you are. If I wasn't here, who knows what might have happened.
I don't understand. Last thing I remember was issuing my divine edict. Wait.
Was that the cause?
But I've done it before without any problems. I just used it this morning. Why did the... Really? Really? Aster does not have a blood contract with the Empress of Discord. Might be because Aster doesn't have a blood contract with the Empress. If demons are unable to lie, the same might hold true for angels as well. The divine edict must be some sort of divine power. So asking for a blood contract that doesn't exist might be considered a lie.
Sorry, it was my fault for suggesting it.
No, I was being reckless. Please be more careful. I don't think my heart can take this. Well, at least we know Aster didn't do this. That was the most obvious one! Either way, you should still make note of this. No blood contract. Aster de Wyverngard has no blood contract with the Empress of Discord. Obviously. Anyways, it's clear that I can't just brute force this. Just have to wait until I'm certain of the patron's identity. Just please be careful. Anyways, looks like you found everything you can here. Perhaps you should move somewhere else. Great. So I guess we go here. There's nowhere else to go apart from Rathalma. You arrive back at the Grand Cathedral of the Scaled Lord. Hopefully, Aster and Lucio are back by now. Oh, Mr. Cuthbert. Hey, dude who hasn't made a blood contract. What? As you enter, you're approached by Aster, Alaric, and Lucio. Hey. How was your investigation? Are you okay? You look quite pale. Yeah, there's a bit of an accident earlier. A little too embarrassed to admit that you almost ended up dying.
Well, try to exude more caution next time. It'd be dishonorable if you didn't fall by my hand.
Why is everything you say so aggressive? Just why? Anyways, you finally have your next suspect here, but judging from the evidence you've gathered, it's very unlikely that Aster is the patron. I do wonder if he somehow saw something, though. I added somehow. Let's talk about Lucio, though.
Why are you looking at me like that, Cuthbert?
Oh, sorry. After he attacked you in Frega Manor, you've always been a little wary of him. If it weren't for Celeste's reflexes, he might have very well killed you that day.
I'm not going to attack you again.
I hope you can understand my uneasiness. You did almost kill me the first time we met. What?
That's not... It's because you're a Heavensborn.
Oh, what? Why do you know about heaven? Can someone explain what the fuck a Heavensborn mean? What does me being a Heavensborn have to do with that? I mean, we know what a Heavensborn is, but like, can we elaborate a little further?
It's difficult to explain to someone like you.
Fucking try! Make the effort! Come on, Lucy!
But warriors such as I must hone and develop our senses to survive in battle. Eventually, we develop the ability to sense hidden enemies and anticipate danger. I'd heard that such senses are heightened when in the presence of an extraplanar, I guess, extraplanar entities. Extraplanar? Hold on, I'm gonna Google that one. Extraplanar. Why is the first thing that showed up Fortnite? I hate that.
Extraplanar.
Extraplanar. Extraplanar. Okay, that's basically it. Extraplanar. Okay, sorry, I lost where I was.
Till I met you and Beatrice Frega's familiar, I thought those stories were complete nonsense.
Me and Marnath?
As a Heavensborn, your blood is said to originate from the heavens. I would go so far as to say that I believe in the existence of other planes, but I admit that I still feel a certain aura from you that doesn't feel quite human.
So that's why you attacked me? I was exuding a threatening aura? You just saw the fucking JoJo's fucking menacing thing around me and was like, oh, this dude needs to fucking die.
It was actually the opposite. Your aura was too calming and benign. I thought it must be some kind of trick or illusion.
I see. That's quite an astounding ability.
What about you, McCoy?
What?
Did you not sense a similar aura when you first met him?
Is that true? Well... Wow. Really big carriage outside. Wonder who it belongs to. Oh, there's someone inside the inn, too. Is that guy visiting my dad? Now that I get a good look at him, it's kind of cute. Oh my god, so she's literally felt feelings for us since the day she fucking laid. It's literally love at first sight. Holy shit. It's kind of cute. Yeah? It was kind of similar. For some reason, you feel a little embarrassed. Oh, evil, love each other. Aster, I'm sure you know why I'm here. It's because I'm one of your suspects, isn't it?
Your Majesty, you are the reigning king of Wyverngard. I expected you to conduct yourself with more dignity.
Of course. My apologies, Lord Steelwind. Anyways, questioning you is honestly a formality at this point. Really? A lot of the evidence works in your favor. Doesn't have a blood contract with the Empress, after all. Well, I appreciate your vote of confidence nonetheless. Cool. Lucio, have you made any headway in figuring out who set that trap for Aster?
No, I haven't.
Makes me uneasy that you let someone get that close to my father's body.
Yes, I can't begin to apologize for my men's incompetence. If they were more vigilant, perhaps we could have avoided this whole tragedy entirely.
So your men were guarding the late king's coffin?
Yes. There wasn't a single moment when his body was left unguarded.
We found traces of illusion magic at the location of the force cage. Although we're still not sure about who could have set that trap. There are also members of the Kingsguard that can cast both Force Cage and Glyph of Contingency. Many of them fell comatose during the massacre, so we don't even know if one of them betrayed us.
Do you think my men are that weak, Your Majesty?
I think anyone can be made weak when put through enough stress.
Regardless, we have no way of telling who have been guarding the coffin when the trap was set. This means that we have no way of telling when the Glyph of Contingency was set.
It's actually meaning to ask about that. Couldn't we wait for 48 hours? Couldn't we wait for the 48 hours to elapse? If we make note of the exact time the traces of evocation disappear, we can work backwards to discern the exact time the trap was set.
Well, normally we could.
When the spell activated, I unfortunately panicked and cast a firebolt to destroy it. Of course, it didn't even put a dent in the force cage.
Because of that, he left traces of evocation at the exact location of the Glyph of Contingency. We can't discern which traces were left by the patron's Glyph of Contingency or His Majesty's Firebolt.
I'm terribly sorry about that. 2 p.m. Unbeknownst, yeah, there were religion measures with currency and imply that someone, yeah. Can't blame him for reacting like that, but it's going to make figuring out who did this that much more difficult. Awesome. Well, let's...
Prepario Arcanum!
Oh, I thought we would have seen the... Okay. I heard you two visited Aria earlier today. How's she doing? I think she's doing the best she can, all things considered.
No thanks to you.
Oh, fucking my bad. I'm just trying to prove that your daughter didn't murder everyone important. My fucking bad, dog. If you want me to stop, just say the word. What?
She's only in this situation because of you. Fucking excuse me.
Lucio, that's not me. You're the one who's heartlessly prosecuting her. Oh, you meant him. Shows how self-centered I am. Never mind.
She's far too weak for this.
If that's what you truly think of her, you're grossly misunderstanding the kind of person that she is. She defied the role you tried to force onto her, and she instead dedicated herself to fixing our broken kingdom. Ever since this started, all you've done is insult her, but you know nothing about her, and she's far stronger than you realize. Despite her lineage, she's always carved her own path and pursued her own justice.
Her own path? She only became a prosecutor because of His Majesty.
What are you talking about? She became a prosecutor to fix our corrupt justice system from the inside.
And who do you think put those ideas into her mind?
She wanted to fix our justice system. She could have easily done so by slowly weakening House Sybil's influence. But she knew about your strange idolization of Ruby Tamora. She knew how closely you followed each and every one of her cases. I know why she became a prosecutor. She thought that if she became like your idol and defeated her, you might finally notice her. You're wrong, Lucio. Arya Steele would never care about me that much. Okay, can we just tell him at this fucking point? I get it's not our place, but like, damn, bro. Come on.
Are you seriously that dense? When you were still engaged to Lady Freyja, you flaunted your relationship in front of my daughter with no regard for her feelings. I remember each and every time I heard her silently crying in her quarters because of how oblivious you are. She changed every part of herself in order to please you.
Is he getting angry on her behalf? I had no idea.
My daughter is far stronger than any of us, but she's weak when it comes to you.
Lucio, there's no point in fighting amongst ourselves. Please stay focused on the investigation. Seems that he cares for Arya a lot more than you realized. The eye shows that his feelings are genuine. But then why is he doing everything he can to convict her? Probably to be like... He probably doesn't want to, but he's like... It's like his own way of being like proving without a shadow of a doubt that she's innocent. Like reverse psychology, not even reverse psychology, but like reverse defense? I don't fucking know. The best defense is a good offense? I don't fucking know. Mood is a little tense.
I must ask you, Cuthbert, why are you going to such lengths for my daughter?
What do you mean?
Surely you understand the gravity of the situation. By taking part in this trial, you risk drawing the ire of both the nobility and whoever the Empress of Discord is. What are you planning?
Lucio, I'm not planning anything.
Please, do you honestly expect me to believe that you're doing this out of the goodness of your heart?
Well, you said I have a good, kind aura around me that made you scared, so fucking, I don't know, bitch, maybe.
Scoundlord. Actually are doing it for that reason. Is this what all Heavensborn are like?
I don't like thinking about it that way. I just can't stand by while I see injustice taking place. Even if you're standing in my way, I'll do whatever it takes to save Arya.
I wouldn't throw around such promises so loosely.
I'm not. I will save her, Lucio. Anyways, it appears that you still have no idea who set that trap for Aster. Judging from the spell compendiums you have, neither Arya nor Beatrice could have set that trap. But the patron could also be a mage. That means that they could have set that trap too. Either way, it looks like you won't be getting any new information here. And you highly doubt the person who orchestrated this is any of the people you've met thus far. There's one last person you need to talk to. Nope, I clicked the wrong button. Alright, let's go to that dear old back alley and look at it. It's just as corrupt as I remember. Make your way back to the alleyway that Tamora brought you to a month ago. Let me just do this real quick, because I want thumbnail. Okay, are we good? We're good. We're good. Okay. It would be too conspicuous to bring the Kingsguard with you, so they've hidden themselves in a building nearby. Gave Celeste an enchanted runestone to hold. If she ever stops channeling her magic into it, the Kingsguard will be notified and they'll storm the building. Are you ready? Yeah, let's do this. The Eye Taker is your prime suspect. Everyone else has an alibi and lacks a motive, and also he's fucking dead. Not to mention, Eris was with Beatrice when she went missing. You don't want to suspect her, but her father is a criminal, and she still hasn't turned up. Alright, on 3. 1, 2, 3!
Freeze, police!
What? There's no one here. Damn it! Of course he's not here. You betrayed him, and you knew where his hideout was. Take a close look at the desk he was sitting at during your previous visit. There's a thick layer of dust on it. Doesn't look like anyone's been here for a while. Must have moved his operations elsewhere the day you convicted Beatrice. I guess there's no point in staying hidden anymore. You see Celeste toss the Kingsguard's runestone onto the stone. A few seconds later, you hear the footfalls. Soldiers rushing towards your location.
Freeze in the name of the Wyvern Girl!
You see him freeze as he scans the room. Sees no one else there.
Be careful, sir. They appear to have turned themselves invisible.
They're not here, you idiot.
Oh.
Let out a frustrated sigh as you take a seat on a nearby chair. A cloud of dust launched into the air as you do. He had the last piece we needed. None of the other suspects had the means nor the motive to do this. He's probably long gone by now. It's over. I'm sorry. But you did everything you could, didn't you? But it wasn't good enough. Part of you knew that it was a long shot. Even if he were involved in this, he'd definitely keep his head down. What do we do now? There has to be someone who knows where he is. Wait a minute. Actually, there is one person who might know where he is. What do you... Wait. You don't mean... At this point, it's the only option we have. Are you sure? You two aren't exactly... I know, but I can't let my personal feelings get in the way of saving Arya. Not looking forward to seeing her again. At least, that's what you keep telling yourself. You have to process these feelings later. You have a job to do. Alright, let's go to Tamora! Ooh, her room is nice. Ooh, her room is nice. This is a nice fucking room here. You arrive at the office of Tamora's law firm. According to Arya, Tamora is still practicing. So it looks like she hasn't gone into hiding like the Eye Taker apparently did. If anyone knows where he currently is, she will. You bring your hand up to knock on the door, but you stop for a moment. Sir? After everything that's happened, you still don't feel ready to face her. For the past month, all those things you said to her keep replaying in your mind. Feel the familiar warmth of Celeste's hand again. Take a deep breath and steel your resolve. You knock on the door. Every moment of silence thereafter fills you with anxiety and dread. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but I'm not currently accepting clients at... Cuthbert? don't. I don't know if I can trust you. I don't think I can trust you. She looks completely frozen for a while. Her gaze narrows as she notices the legion of knights escorting you. Are you here to arrest me? No, of course not. Can we come in? Yes, of course. Take a seat inside the office, but you can't really think of anything to say. The knights aren't really helping to alleviate the tension. Hey, Celeste, could you take the knights outside and do a perimeter of the building? What? But are you sure? I am. But what if something happens? Celeste, we're in a populated building in the capital city of Wyverngard. I think I'll be fine. No, but... Sorry, you're right. I'll just... With a motion of her hand, the knights follow her out of the office. Right before she leaves, she waits at the door and looks at you for a while. But after a while, she realizes how long she's been staring and quickly closes the door. Now then, let's get this over with. Couldn't agree more. Small talk. Oh, we're doing small talk? Ew. Is Celeste okay? She seems a bit on edge right now. Yeah, I think she's just been overprotective lately. I don't really blame her. Did almost die a few times in the last few days. What? It's a long story, and I don't think I'm even allowed to talk about it. Especially not with you. The last part came out with a little more disdain than you intended. Take a deep breath. I received your letters. Oh, did you... I haven't gotten the chance to read them yet. Of course. Whenever you're not busy. This is really awkward, but you were going to have this conversation sooner or later. Perhaps this would be the best... Perhaps it would just be best to be direct. Miss Tamora, I trusted you. I know. Why are you pissed? You better be pissed at yourself, bitch, and not at me. I trusted you. I told you everything about myself. I put all of my hopes into you, and you lied to me. You told a criminal about the Eye of Horus. It took me years before I was comfortable enough to tell you about it, and you knew that. Why did you even adopt me? You could have just left me in Arnax and moved on with your life. Why would you pull me into this? It sounds like she's trying to look for an answer, but nothing comes to her. I've started thinking about what my life could have been like. I could have done so many things. I might have been able to move on from losing my mother. But you adopted me. You made my entire life focused around that one moment. Oh, we're just going right into it. I had a son once. Before you, I mean. What? I wasn't always a city person. I used to live in an old farm town, just like McCoy's. My son and I used to run an old tea shop, just the two of us. Wait, you ran a tea shop? I know, it's ridiculous now that I think about it. But I was really happy back then. Oh, that's the most genuine smile she's had. Uh-oh. What happened? One night, a local nobleman had too much to drink at the local tavern. Barged into our shop and started destroying it with magic. My son tried to stop him, but the Inquisition swept that entire case under the rug, obviously. They said that the nobleman felt threatened and attacked in self-defense. She never told you about this before. What was his name? Oh no. It was Ryan. Oh. What does the name Ryan have to do with... What? Why is Ryan... Huh? What did you do after Ryan died? I thought long and hard about what I wanted to do. I was hurt and blinded by rage. So I decided I would take justice into my own hands. Wait, you didn't... No? At the time, I thought that killing him would be too easy. Broke into his manor and found every incriminating document I could find. Found everything from records of illegitimate children to plots he was making against other noble houses. I released everything to the public. Absolutely ruined him. That's when I realized that there was a way to make them pay. You didn't have to harm or kill anyone. You could just beat them at their own game. You could use the rules and laws they made against them. Just like an attorney. Yeah, just like an attorney. When I realized that, I moved to the city and started studying law. I read every book there was to read about Wyvern Guard's laws, and I learned how to work the system. I started representing clients who were clearly being framed by the nobility. But I really didn't care about saving them. I just wanted to see the look on each noble's face when I implicated them with irrefutable evidence. But it got more difficult. As I stated... As I started punching higher, the nobles got smarter and more influential. I continued to equip my clients, but the trials got closer and closer each time. But I was arrogant, and I felt invincible. I thought that no matter what happened, justice would prevail. And then your mother's case happened. I've never met someone that remarkable before. She had this way of making you feel happy, no matter what kind of mood you were in. Yeah, I remember. But I failed her, and I failed you. Miss Tamora, I never once blamed you for what happened. I know. That doesn't change the fact that I couldn't acquit her. She was executed because I didn't do enough. I really hope that me talking that quiet is, like, actually picking up. She got executed because I didn't do enough. I think it's picking up. I'm gonna hope it is. When you asked me to train you to be an attorney, I was blinded by my desperation. I felt so alone and helpless. I wanted someone, anyone, to carry this burden with me. So how pathetic must I have been that I'd look for that in a grieving 10-year-old child? She fucking robined me. Sorry! I don't mean to take away from this moment, but she robined me. Damn. When I looked at you, all I wanted to see was myself. I saw a hurt and broken person who wanted revenge on the nobility. But I was too self-centered to realize that you were nothing like me. You care about people. You cared more about saving your clients than harming the nobility. I think I knew all along, but I just refused to see it. Maybe you were right about me. What? Maybe I was just using you to make myself feel better. I took you from your home and forced you to dedicate your life to my dream. Maybe I never really cared. If I did care about you, I would have never pulled you into a life like this. I'm sorry. I can't begin to apologize for doing that to you. Fuck the genuine emotions, too. God damn it. The eye shows that her feelings are genuine. God, I want to hate her. I want to hate her. Does that even matter at this point? I've been thinking long and hard about this. I want to forgive you, Miss Tamora, but I don't know if I can. I don't blame you, but I want to try. She looks away from you for a moment as she wipes away a single tear. I added a line. Fuck you. Miss Tamora? No. Don't call me that. What? If you can truly find it in your heart to forgive me, I want things to be different this time. I'm not your superior nor your mentor anymore. We're equals now. So call me by my first name. Oh, okay. Ruby. Saying it feels really strange after all these years, but you hope you can get used to it. Aww. Now let's talk about the criminal guy. Right! I almost forgot the entire reason why I came here. What is it? I didn't just come here to reconcile. I actually need your help with something. Okay. I need you to help me speak to the Eye Taker. Tyrion. I know. Considering the circumstances, it would probably strain your partnership with him even more. Tyrion. But if you just tell me where he is, I'll do my best to make sure it doesn't get traced back to you. Tyrion. The Eye Taker is dead. Yeah, there it is. What? He died right after you convicted Beatrice. he was lynched by a mob of civilians. What? Everyone's saying that it was some sort of retaliation from House Freyga. Didn't you notice that he didn't send anyone after you? But Eris said... Wait a minute. By the way, is your father still...
Oh, if you're worried about him, we've already had a conversation about you. I don't think he'll be accosting you anytime soon.
Oh. Thank you. Then why would Eris say that then? Who's Eris? What? You've met her before. She has a long black hair and she wears a black dress and she's evil and psycho and has purple eyes. I guess she really likes black. But anyways, she's the Eye Taker's daughter. Tyrion, the Eye Taker's daughter has red hair. Oh, she's flipping every fucking thing. Oh, she's flipping every fucking thing. What? She was there when we spoke to him during Beatrice's trial. That's right. What are you talking about? You fucker, Eris. I'm gonna get you, bitch. I'm gonna kill you. She was never at that meeting. What? What is going on? She was clearly there. If it weren't for her intervention, the Eye Taker would have attacked at that very moment. Why are you remembering things differently?
I'm sorry, Lucio, but whoever this patron is, they have full ownership of her mind. You could have easily commanded her to forget signing the contract in the first place. It's probably why she can't remember what happened during the massacre.
Are we finally learning about Eris' bullshit? No. Tyrion? What's wrong? Why are you looking at me like that? Part of you really hopes that you're wrong about this. Oh, she made a blood contract with a demon. Oh. Oh no, it's Ruby signed a blood contract. That's the only explanation you can think of. But why? Her memories seem intact except for her memories of Eris. Since her disappearance, you've highly suspected that she was involved in this. Not only was she at the scene of the crime, she went missing at the same time that Beatrice did. But you never thought to ask one question. Who is Eris Ilmater? There it fucking is! Eris Ilmater is the patron. No. The Empress of Discord. There it fucking is! Finally! God damn it! A flood of memories come back to you.
Warriors such as I must hone and develop our senses to survive in battle. Eventually, we develop the ability to sense enemies and anticipate danger. I had heard that such senses are heightened when in the presence of extraplanar entities. I thought those stories were complete hogwash until I met you and Beatrice Freyga's familiar.
Tyrion, I fought literal monsters and barely escaped with my life. But when I'm near Eris, none of those creatures come even close. I get this feeling. It's like I'm in front of a predator that I couldn't ever hope to beat. Every instinct I have tells me to run whenever she's close by. I'm terribly sorry. He's not usually like this. It's to be expected. I'm not sure why, but animals have always disliked me. That's the lie. That's not what it said, but ooh. Still very little you know about demons. So what's to say that one can't take the appearance of a human? It's still a long shot, but there is one way to find out for sure. Tyrion, talk to me. What's wrong? Ruby, I'm about to do something stupid. If I fall unconscious, I need you to call Celeste and tell her to contact Lord Asclepius or the Archduke. What? If you're wrong about this, there's no way either of them will get here in time. It's already late and the trial resumes tomorrow. You can't waste any more time traveling to either of their locations. Eris Ilmater, wherever and whatever... Oh, that's right, no, yeah. Eris Ilmater, wherever and whatever you are, by the eye of Horus, I issue upon you a divine edict. Release thy guards and manifest your blood contract with Ruby Tamora. So, you finally figured it out, my dearest Tyrion. This entire time, I've been chasing you. You have. It's been so entertaining watching you scramble around. You've been making contracts with people across Wyverngard. You took control of Arya and Beatrice, but why? Why would you want to do any of this? Oh, I can't possibly reveal all my secrets. This isn't the proper stage to have our final battle. You. But I suppose that you've come this far, so how about I give you a little gift? Ruby's blood contract. Upon signing this contract, Ruby Tamora grants the Empress of Discord access to her memories. At any time, the Empress may view any and all of Tamora's memories. In addition to that, the Empress may instantaneously change and alter her memories whenever she wishes. It's signed with Ruby Tamora's name. What was that? Ruby, Eris Ilmater is a demon. And she's not just any demon. She's the Empress of Discord. And you signed a blood contract with her. That's why you can't remember anything about her. What? Tyrion, I swear on my life that I didn't know anything about this. I know. She probably tricked you into signing this. Just like she tricked Arya. Arya? What does the prosecutor have to do with this? Come on, you two. I know things are kind of tense, but there's no need to... What are you holding? Is that a blood contract? Celeste, Eris is the Empress of Discord. Wow, it feels so good that we get to say that. Oh my god, I hate her. What? It was her the entire time. She tricked Arya into signing a blood contract with her, and she probably controlled her and Beatrice to orchestrate this entire massacre. What? Tyrion, this is crazy. I know I was scared of her that one time, but how could Eris be a demon? She looks nothing like Mornath. I know how unbelievable it is, but I used my divine edict with her name. That wouldn't have worked unless she was a demon. Yeah, I guess I can't disagree with that.
We'll need to contact the Grand General immediately.
But if she's really a demon, isn't it even possible to arrest her? It's already been a day. For someone like her, that would be more than enough time to skip town. We'll need to speak with the Archduke about this. Thank you, Ruby. You've helped us with more than you could ever know. Yeah, of course. Celeste, let's meet up with everyone. We'll need to discuss our next course of action. Right. If this is where a save happens, we're gonna call it here. You're about to leave Ruby's office when she stops you. Tyrion, have you been using the Eye of Horus lately? Yeah, that's how I did the whole Divine Edict shit. Can't say much about what I'm doing right now, but I am in the middle of a case. It's just that... What's wrong? Never mind. I don't think it's my place to say anything. I think I'm just being my usual paranoid self. I'm not the one with the ability to read minds anyways. So if you're not seeing it, it's probably nothing. Okay. I know you can't tell me about what you're doing, and I'll have no idea what could possibly involve the Kingsguard, Steelwind, and the Empress of Discord. But just stay safe, okay? You're the only family I have left. I will, I promise. Also, you should probably tell me this thing that you're seeing that I clearly don't. Thank you. Finally found the lead you've been looking for. But you're not sure where this will take you. Knowing what you know now, you're almost a little afraid of what might happen. Who is Eris? Why would she go to the trouble of orchestrating any of this? She's not only impersonated the Eye Taker's daughter, she also pretended to be your friend. What's her goal in all of this? Hopefully tomorrow will finally bring you the answers you're looking for. Oh, hello. Is something wrong, Commander? Why are you with Orym? Stay away from my homie. Don't play dumb with me. They told me what you really are. What's your game, demon? Why would you just deliver yourself to our doorstep? Oh, Orym, I put far too much work into this story to miss the final act. I can't wait to see how this ends. You killed 3 people and enslaved an innocent girl. Is this all some kind of game to you? That's exactly what this is to me. Did she see this as a visual novel? With a certain Mr. Finster from twitch.tv/Mr. Finster Streaming it? Uh-oh! That's exactly what this is to me. I'll admit, looking back, it does feel a bit derivative. But I think I've done enough to differentiate myself from those that came before. It's a shame about the timing of it all, though. You're goddamn insane. that took you long enough to notice. I guess the Elfish Inquisition Commander does have some observational skills after all. Whatever. You just better not try anything. You know I can't lie. So I'll reassure you. I promise I won't harm anyone while I'm in this prison. We're finally approaching the climax, Tyrion. No more deductions, no more talking, no more god-awful teasing when we both know who was really behind this. Don't fucking talk to me ever again, Eris. Never talk to me again. That line is absolutely, to me, fuck you. It's just me and you. All right. And that is where we end. Oh my fucking god, what the shit? I'm returning to the screen just so I can have music. What the fuck? Holy shit. Yeah, that was fucking hell. Oh my god, finally though, we finally call Eris out on her bullshit. Oh my god. I said this last stream and I will say it again. I love the way she's written, right? I love the way she's written. She is dramatic irony the character, and it's fucking awesome. But fuck if I don't hate Eris Ilmater, for the love of God. Sorry, the Empress of Disco. I guess Eris Ilmater is her real, genuine, honest to God, dead ass name. What did everyone else think she was? What did she think we were? No, dead ass. How did everyone else see her? Shit, I guess my thumbnail for that episode is really accurate. Hold on. Let me pull that up for my own self-satisfaction. Browse. Thumbnails. Where is... Yeah, I guess this thumbnail was pretty fucking accurate, huh? Because she's in the background. She's there, so I guess this is kind of fucking accurate. Jesus. Alright. Yep, let me delete that. Okay. We're gonna end it here, though, at almost 3 hours in. Hopefully, my stream didn't crash at the literal last second. We're just gonna end it as soon as possible. Is anyone I know streaming? I think Chili might be streaming, but also the last time I've rated them, it just doesn't work for some reason. I don't know. Yep, we're just gonna end it. Alright. Bye-bye!